let's watch a movie, get drunk and shoot the shit. Hopefully we can see that actress show her tits. And if they win an Oscar, we will talk about it too. When we get movie buzzed with you. Trivia and silly talk, what more could you really want? Movie time and getting drunk, man, we'll have a lot of fun. Citizen Kane to Purple Rain and shit that Michael Bay has made too. We will talk about it when we get movie buzzed with you. Inebriating, movie rating, and we've got a guest. Movie Buzzed is the best. Podcast starts now.
Yes, it does. And welcome to Movie Buzzed. I'm your host, Zach, and we have again with us special co-host Megan Armstrong. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I loved that song.
Good, yeah, I like it too. It's from a man named either Citizen Mike or Mike Citizen. I haven't got it straight yet.
Okay.
I need to get it right, but thanks to him, I'll get it right, and there'll be a link to a SoundCloud on the episode, so you'll be able to figure it out.
Cool.
Well, Megan, we've gotten through our first movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber, or the... God damn it. I'm already fucking up. It's... The first one is the Sorcerer's Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on the Chamber of Secrets.
Beef curtains.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, whatever. We'll do that.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't really rhyme is the problem.
And it's
so.
just not. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, it is. Whatever. Well, we need to get directly to the movie. There's a couple of things I need to correct once we start going, but we're going to go ahead and get it going, hopefully. These stupid fucking previews. I need to get to the menu screen. It's not letting me. Okay. Get your copy of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Get it lined up. Get it ready to go. We're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, now. That was pretty good. Pretty accurate countdown there. So what have you brought here with you?
I bought a wand off Etsy from a place called Orchard Works.
Etsy.
And and you just kind of order it and they give you what you get.
Like you said, the wand chooses
you.
Yeah, like this. So like I said, it could be a big pile of shit in there.
It could be really bad.
You have no idea. So why don't you bust it out for
I
everybody,
totally
for
am.
us?
I'm super excited.
Yeah. I was like, why don't we wait? And then you immediately started opening it after I said that. But then you didn't completely open it. So, ooh.
All right, here we go.
What's that say? Ash?
Yeah. Maybe that's
the core.
wood.
The core. The wood. Do they tell you? Is there like a little...
I doubt there's a
in there.
core.
There's paper in there. It'll tell you. You can read in a moment. It's okay. You just go ahead and do that however you wish because it's your wand. I'm just excited you brought it.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even tell me about it.
Nope.
I don't expect you to tell me everything, but...
Ooh.
Wow.
That
is
looks
very
nice.
It does. I can't
Very
really...
long.
It's very wandy.
Yeah.
Let's see. How are we going to describe
nice.
this thing? It's basically like if you took a twig and started whittling it down, right? Like it has that wood, whatever, the lighter colored wood.
Yeah, it's a lighter wood.
By the way, we're not going to miss anything to start out because this is basically how they start. Harry's at the Dursleys and he does not like it. He feels like some kind of prisoner.
And Hedwig hates it too. Look,
Yeah.
aw.
Yeah, so that's what you're gonna not, or maybe be watching while we're talking about this one. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
It's got notches in it in the bottom.
Notches in it. It's pretty.
Careful there. Yeah, you're just hitting shit already. It's okay.
I don't think it really is going to say anything about
specifications?
about this wand. Yeah, let's
Oh,
see.
it just has your order.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's got my picture.
I'd like to know more about Well, good. Now you know it's for you.
That's
So-
it.
The Dursleys are having some kind of dinner party to celebrate something. You know what would help? Having the subtitles on, because I'm completely lost. I didn't get all the way through this, Megan. I'm sorry. It's okay.
That's okay. I'll help.
Okay, so one thing I've been reading about... Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do some corrections that I need to make before we start here. Let's see. The first one is that I said the first movie was the longest, but this is actually the longest movie in all of the series. It's like 2 hours, 45 minutes. And I think it's the shortest book, but it's the longest movie. And that's how it is with, I think, like Half-Blooded Prince is the longest book, but the shortest movie, so take that as you will. Also, for some reason I kept saying, I was like, well, Hooch isn't in this, but she was clearly in the fucking movie, and what I meant, what my brain was thinking is she's not in these movies, in the further movies. She's been cut out.
All?
No, they cut her out, and they gave her lines to McGonagall.
Oh.
Because the thing was she wasn't getting paid enough. She didn't feel like she was getting paid enough to be
Right.
Hooch or in the movie or compared to the kids. And then there's another correction, and it's actually on this movie and not the previous one, where Daniel Radcliffe made like $180,000, and the Screen Actors Guild or his lawyers or someone, stood in and was like, hey, no, he needs to be making whatever. He's the star. He's Harry Potter of the Harry Potter movies. So they got it up to $3 million. And then, I know there's a lot. There was one, I was talking about someone that didn't want to be a part of the movie because they realized how much they would make, and it was Alan Cumming, if you know who he is.
Yeah.
He has the same agent as Rupert Grint that plays Ron Weasley.
Mm-hmm.
And he found out how much that he would be making as opposed to him in the movie, so he said he wouldn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a dick move. And here's Dobby. I like Dobby a lot.
I love Dobby.
He's a good guy. Top
He's
5?
So good. Oh, gosh.
Ugh.
No, he would. I don't know. I don't think he'd be in my top 5. Top 10, definitely. Top 5, I don't know.
Top 5 type of
I
creature?
do love him.
House elf?
So much.
He is. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to do. Feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's a slave.
But he does all these, like, I could imagine seeing this movie and being children there and they, like, laugh at this. Banging his head and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's, like, this undercurrent of sadness.
It's pretty sad. I mean, he's wearing a potato sack and he's a sad guy.
Yeah.
You
And
feel
like I
really
said, I
bad
could
for
see
him.
kids laughing at him, like, self-mutilating.
Yeah.
But it's actually really sad. The more you learn also. I
Yeah.
mean, not only just because he's hurting himself, but
Yeah.
his status as a being. This movie has a lot of, alliteration, I think, is where they compare.
Well, house elves are actually more powerful than wizards.
Well, I'm talking about, like, the racial aspect or whatever. It's allegory, that's what it is, alliteration. And allegory, like, where they tell a true story, in the guise of, like, the Wizard of Oz is supposed to represent, like, the Depression and the Dust Bowl and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, this movie goes a lot into, like, racial relations with the purebloods and the mudbloods and the
Yeah.
house elves and stuff, I mean, Dobby's basically an indentured slave, more or less, and the way the Malfoys treat him, they treat him like he's less than, I can't say a person, but like a being or whatever.
I mean, he's their slave. That's what he is. That's what house elves are.
Right.
But you'd think that they would at least be, decent to him.
I would assume, though, that they weren't born and, like, evolved into this just for the sole purpose of being, a slave.
Right.
Like, they're clearly put into this position.
Yeah, I'd like to know the history behind house elves.
Me too. Well, maybe the newer films that are coming out will shed some light on that.
Yeah, you're right.
They're supposed to be further back, like 60 years before this or something.
Yeah.
My knee is fucked. Started doing some yoga this
yeah?
week, and it's really been messing with me. I think I might be doing it correctly. I don't know. We have some more butterbeer here, too, just to fill the listening crowd in. Cheers to you. It won't clink, because yours is plastic. But this mix is Michelob Ultra and Butter Shots. How is it? I haven't tried it yet.
It's pretty good. I like it. It's better than
That's
the
not
beer
bad,
itself.
yeah. It is, because Michelob Ultra is super thin. I think that's probably why they have you mix those.
Yeah.
Thickens it out a little bit, syrups it up. That was gross.
What?
I'm just like, ugh, got a little something in my throat there. It's pretty gross. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
This is going to be a running theme because you're supposed to be an expert. By the way, the last show when I berated you, was that enough to get you on your toes?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. I'm just playing with you.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Do the Dursleys, they go through life with, like, the knowledge of wizards,
Yes.
but they don't share the information, right?
Right.
It doesn't really affect their lives other than having Harry live there and, like, the things that, happen to Harry.
Yeah. I mean, there are things that goes along in
Because
the
they,
book.
sorry to interrupt. Well, they pride themselves on being normal.
Yeah.
So, like, does this information ever, like, alter their lives other than the fact of them interacting with Harry?
There's some kind of I think it was when Voldemort died, or the first time.
The original time?
Yeah.
Not that he dies again, we don't know that or anything, but
Vernon noticed some weird stuff going on, like around his job, like in the streets. Like there were people in like what robes, like just like celebrating and stuff, and I think he knew, or no, I think at that point he might not have really known much about it.
when
because it was when Harry was a little baby. He probably knew, that his parents were that way. I'm sure Petunia told him.
Right, but it never really affects their lives directly.
No, other than that, that's it.
Like their direct knowledge of this alternate universe that has magic, that they've observed it and they have direct knowledge of it.
I mean, Petunia grew up as
she grew up in that type of
normal
household, right?
Well, it was just the sister.
Right.
Her sister was the only one that was a wizard, or, a witch, and I think that made her feel, less of, her parents loved it, her parents loved Lily.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but they didn't really, I guess
I
Petunia didn't
that.
get as much, love or whatever, and she has held that against all of them.
Well, I don't know. It just seems like that it could be some kind of like leverage. It's like, oh, you're gonna fuck around with us. We're gonna tell on you, but I guess people wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
But later on in the movie, just like barely later, after this whole incident, they say that they were seen by no less than like 7 Muggles or something. So
that's
seems like
later.
But it seems like it would be some kind of like earth-shattering revelation, and they're like, oh, they just noticed it. It's like, well, these people might have to go.
Well, it's like UFOs. People say people are crazy when they see
right.
UFOs.
Okay,
I think it's about the same.
I figured that's what it was. That does that's structural damage right there too, because he screwed that grating into the wall. So
Yeah.
Ron's an asshole on multiple levels. He just doesn't.
Well, they're keeping him like in the movie. They've had him in this room for one night, but it's weeks in the books. Like he's in there starving with bars on his windows for weeks,
mm-hmm.
and he's not getting letters. His friends aren't communicating with him, so they're like, oh, there's something wrong. So they go to get him.
I'm just saying I sympathize with the Dursleys on a certain level, I guess.
And in the books, they're all like hanging out the window, and they're all dangling out of the window.
It's like a prison escape, bed sheets tied together sort of thing, but with human bodies.
Yeah.
See ya. Poor guy.
I hate him.
Yeah, he just lands in the bushes, of course. They couldn't show him breaking his wrist or something like that, could they?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
That would have been better.
Probably. Well, one of the things like Dursleys that goes into this, like the last names I've been reading more, they have more significance than I originally gave them credit for. Like, did you know that Dumbledore means bumblebee?
No.
And something about like how he protects his hive and blah blah blah. It's really strange.
Huh.
But well, like Malfoy, Mal means bad in Latin, and Lucius like has Lucifer sort of thing. And Draco, like dragon, that's kind of like a bad sort of thing. So the last names kind of come into play a little bit, I suppose. But that's how it used to be in like the Middle Ages and shit. Like, my last name is Cox, and in the 1700s I would have been a cocksmith.
A cocksmith?
Yes.
What's a cocksmith?
Somebody that fashions and works with cocks.
Cocks.
Yes. Well, but... you get to like a smith, like a weaponsmith or something.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So
I always loved the burrow. I was really excited about this scene when I was waiting for the movie to come
Is that
out.
their house?
Yeah.
Their summer home?
It's where they live all the time.
You're really excited to see the
Just
first
everything about it. It's just I don't know.
so magical.
And it's like a bunch of, I don't know, like, they didn't get a contractor to come in and build their house. Like, they built it magically, and it's just all wonky and weird, and rooms
I
like
like
just...
that word. I do.
Yeah.
I learn new vocabulary every day. Wonky is a good word, though. I might start using that.
Yeah, they use that in the Harry Potter movies.
It's wonky. Sounds like that, probably. So, does Harry... I like he has, like, bangs in these movies, and I just wonder if they did the makeup to do the scar every day, or if they're just like, we'll put your bangs down and cover it up.
I don't think it was a whole lot of makeup, but I don't know.
Who knows? It could be like, there could be some trivia. Daniel Radcliffe spent 3 hours a day in makeup to get a scar on his head. Ooh.
Oh, and that was one of my favorite lines, too. She asked where her jumper was, and then Molly said it was on the cat. I thought that was so funny. Her jumper was on the cat. The cat's wearing it.
What? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's so funny.
It doesn't make sense to me.
What's a jumper? It's like a leotard type thing.
Oh, it's some outfit for ladies. A
something.
Jumpsuit. I don't know. And the cat wears it.
The cat's wearing it.
It must be a tiny jumper. That was okay. I always go to Australia, and I think at some point it sounds like it.
Yeah, some of the actors are Australian.
I don't know. So here's Ronald Weasley's father. Arthur Weasley.
His first appearance.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't in the first ones. That's correct. He works for the Ministry of Magic in the Muggle misuse of artifacts department. Is that what it is?
I think it's the Muggle artifacts or something.
I thought
like
it was
that. But
misuse
of
But what does that
that's the
entail?
department.
You know.
I think he goes like if he ever finds
I'm gonna hit this bowl, by the way. Continue.
If he ever finds or hears about like some kind of mug or any kind of thing that's going crazy or like causing some kind of commotion, he'll go and see what kind of magic is corrupting this thing.
Very nice. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So that comes in with the Horcruxes later, I suppose.
Yeah,
that
stuff
would make
like
sense.
that.
I always ask questions at the wrong time because you're explaining and then something happens. Like earlier, you were explaining something and Dobby did the little thing where he just looks at Harry like, watch this sort of thing and just disappears. And that's totally where I got that. Like I wanted him to be a voyeur in the skit that we did. Just like the look that he gave Harry, he's like, you might not ever know where I am, so good luck masturbating or something like that. Yeah. But then the second part, is Errol, is that Ron's owl?
Yeah,
he's
a
constantly
family owl.
like in the first one, he just wipes out in the table, like when he's delivering that howler.
Yep.
Oh wait, is that later? It's later in this one, yeah. But he wipes out on the table,
right.
And in this one, in this moment here, he just flew into the window.
Yeah.
I like the name Errol.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think we Americanized it to Earl, but Errol. That's a fun way. That's a fun name to say with an accent.
Yeah.
Errol. So what's the story with flu powder?
I was thinking the same thing. I've never heard anything about it. It's just some kind of magic powder that they throw in the chimneys. It's the chimney systems that are all connected some way. Like you have to get your fireplace I don't know. You have to put it in the system.
Upgrade it.
It's like the internet. Like you have to set up your connection.
Right.
And you just go.
I just asked a question. Another thing just happened.
Oh.
That it keeps happening. But
diagonally.
Yeah, exactly. There's the play on words for Diagon Alley. He goes like diagonally, and he ends up going into Nocturne Alley. Mm-hmm. Just popping out. Is he in
Flourish and Burks? This is
Burks
a bad.
Burks and Burks.
You got a lot of bad stuff.
You're supposed to see something that comes into play in a later movie here, like a necklace or something. Opal necklace? I don't know. Just pay attention.
Okay.
So what is the shop, though? This Borks and Bortles and Burks.
I think it's Borgin and Burks or something like that. Borgin Burks. Something like that. It's bad.
Well,
There's a lot of things that happen in this shop.
What is this fucking room? There's just shrunken heads and shit. What are you going to buy
They're
here?
selling this stuff. It's just,
weird artifacts.
Weird artifacts, things that have different powers, do different things. They show like I said, they buy things later. Like the bad guys will get stuff from this place.
Oh, okay.
And use it.
Why is it? Well, I keep asking. I mean, you're not gonna have answers to some of these. I'm just curious why it's a sanctioned place if it's such a fucked up shop.
It's in the bad part of Diagon Alley.
So they don't.
It's okay. It's not like they don't know that there's really bad stuff there.
But in the movies, you get to know a broader world, but it's still such a small world.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Ministry of Magic. You don't necessarily get to learn a bunch about what they do themselves. You'll learn about maybe the people inside of it, like Umbridge and shit, but you don't really learn about the world.
Yeah,
large.
They talk a little bit more about that kind of stuff in the books. Obviously.
I just assume, that this place is probably governed by the Ministry of Magic, so I was just curious why they would allow this seedy area to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
they're legit shops. They just, they don't know that they're going to use these things in bad ways.
Yeah.
Some of these things are and later on they use a cabinet that'll, do something, but they don't know that, this cabinet's going to be used in a bad way. It could be used in a good way or, just a regular way.
Right. For purposes, not for purposes intended.
Right.
Like when you're smoking spice or something. It's supposed to be an incense, but then you smoke it and it's supposed to be a similar effect to marijuana, which it is not. I would say it's probably.
I have no intention of trying that. I've heard really bad things.
Yeah. I wouldn't say really bad, but it's bad enough. It's definitely not a substitute for what you're trying to substitute it for. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You would think Harry would know how to fix his glasses by now. Isn't that the second time she's done that for him, or third?
Yeah, the second.
He does say, I'll have to remember that at some time, but, And here's a new character we get introduced to.
Yep.
Gilderoy
Lockhart.
Lockhart. This guy's I like him as a character. I mean, he's of course a complete dipshit.
Yeah,
Dummy,
I don't like
dumb,
him.
dumb. Yeah, he's just a poser sort of thing. But
Totally.
I mean, he definitely is a good foil for all these characters.
And he does never come back in the later movies, but he's in the books a little bit.
Well, in
One of the books.
towards the end of this one, he memory erases himself
Yeah,
or whatever.
So he's in the hospital after that for like years.
But then he comes back.
No, he's just in the hospital. They visit they visit the hospital and they see him there.
Oh, okay.
But that's not in the movies.
It's just like a mention or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a big thing in one of the books. Like they go to visit Arthur Weasley because he got hurt, but they don't talk about that. And then they see like Neville's parents and stuff. Like
Neville's a character they don't really go into much into this.
Yeah.
He just shows up to like display certain characteristics. Like in the first one, he speaks out against his friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like in the books he had like a huge part in it, or at least a bigger part than more significant than in the movies.
Yeah, because they don't even talk about the fact that they find out that Harry's like the chosen one or whatever,
Right.
but Neville was born like on the same day or something, or like within that week, and it could have easily been Neville. They didn't really know. They were worried, like, what if it's Neville?
Yeah. What if it's this kid?
And I think Neville was worried. He was like,
look at
well,
those chubby cheeks. What if it's him? Oh no. Well, Harry's worried as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't. It's just a really strange thing. I mean, imagine being told you're the chosen one since you can remember, and he's not necessarily trying to live up to it. He's like, I don't know. It's a weird dichotomy. Like Draco has been given everything to him, and instead of using that to become a good wizard, he is more interested in like gloating about it and like bragging about his family and like his purity and blah, blah, blah. And Harry is just kind of like, he's a far better wizard than Malfoy.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has all this praise and all this stuff going for him and his birthright, etc. But he doesn't ever brag about it or anything. In fact, sometimes he's like, weary of it.
Yeah.
Like, there he is.
I hate
Lucius Malfoy. He's a good character too. I'd put him up there as well. He had to watch, I forget the actor's name, but he had to watch Tom Felton's performance as Draco in the first movie to figure out how he should portray, like how nasty he should be in this role.
Yeah.
It's also his idea to have that long flowing hair that was not in the books. And it was also his idea to have a wand in the cane, like
Yeah.
people put knives in
I always thought
there.
that was a cool idea.
It was his idea. He tried to walk off with it too at one point, but they caught him. They caught him before
Why
he could
wouldn't
take
just
it.
let him take it?
It was his idea, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably an expensive prop. I think he's definitely it's from experience, but he's definitely better at hiding his emotions than Draco. Draco's just straight up out with it. Lucius is very like, I don't know if that's how it is in the book or whatever, but he just seems very
Well, in the book, they get into a
distant.
fight right now.
Who? Harry and him?
No,
Ron.
No,
Or,
Lucius and Arthur.
Yeah, I'm just gonna refer to every Weasley's Ron apparently. But they get like a knockdown
Like a
fight.
fist fight.
Oh, a fisticuffs.
Yeah.
God, if I was a wizard, I would never use my fists ever.
You don't need to.
Exactly. There's a lot of things.
But
I
you
don't...
could really hurt someone with the wand, though.
Oh, no.
Like, you could... you could.
They're trying to bring back, the evil Dark Lord to rule over
That's
the
true.
land. I don't think he's too concerned about hurting somebody with his fists. There's something I missed here, too. Something... He took one book from Ginny's kettle thing and then put two back in.
Uh-huh.
Cauldron. I don't know. Is that the diary
Uh-huh.
of Anne Frank?
Yes, the Diary of Anne Frank.
No, I'm not going to
She was a wizard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that in the book, too?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
totally.
Megan, I have a question for you, too.
Okay.
Here. I was doing a little... Well, actually, let's get through this scene real fast because it's kind of...
Important.
Yeah, it is. I'd say in the long run. Do they tell you in the movie why this happens? Because I know they tell you in the book.
They tell you in the movie.
Okay, so it's just
Well, you
later
figure
on.
it out. I mean, yeah, they tell you. They
Okay.
definitely tell you.
I don't... Damn it. I kind of don't remember. Whatever. They can't get through the fucking platform thing. It's actually kind of funny. I like to set people up so they will watch this, because when they hit this thing, it's hilarious how they wipe out. Like, they just fall all over one another. It's pretty great.
Oh,
he flips over the top of it. Oh god, I'm gonna have to edit myself there.
There's that same guy.
Loud. Oh, you think you're funny, do you? Yeah. He's the sourpuss. It's okay. But they can't get through the platform 9 3/4, which I assume is in between 9 and 10.
Yes.
But that's one of the entryways to the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and he can't get through. But he can use his magic regardless. He's not supposed to, right?
They're not supposed to before the school starts.
Oh, that makes sense, I suppose. It gets him in trouble a little later on.
Well, Hermione uses hers on the train to school last year, so I guess I don't know.
It's kind of touch and go.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a I forget what that's called. But anyway.
And why would they just take the car? Why wouldn't they just wait to see
That's what he said. He's like, Harry's like, we'll just wait at the car. Or no, did Ron suggest to wait at the car?
Harry did.
Harry suggested
Ron's
to
like,
wait,
the car.
and then Ron's like, oh yeah, the car. We'll just take it.
Just take it.
Fuck it.
We'll figure out how to get there.
He
Even though
clearly
no one knows where this place is.
He's clearly only driven this car a handful of times, if that.
Yeah.
Or just watch people drive it.
Yeah.
And the invisibility booster is 40. I love the way they say words.
I do too.
I know. I want to move to London just to hang out with people. That's what I would do over there. There's nothing special here, people. Just going to hang out in London. Nothing else.
And they'd think you were cool because you have an accent.
Yeah. They were like, ooh, exotic American. Yeah. No. I don't know.
They would.
Yeah, I'm totally exotic and mysterious. And then they would listen to this show, like one episode, and they'd be like, oh, all the mystery's gone. I know all I need to know about this guy, and I don't like it. Well, this is a good time in the movie because it's a action sequence sort of thing. It's silly. Mm-hmm. Let you know we're brought to you by Procreate, which is a community of like-minded individuals and artists that come together and collaborate on projects. They also share projects in case you're, an artist that wants to be involved in something. You're an actor or, digital designer. You need some kind of work. They usually post that. But they also have podcasts on there, movie reviews, and if you want to do me a favor, head on over to teamprocreate.com. Check out for more information. If you have a project yourself that you're interested in getting some help on or getting the word out, shoot them an email. Also, go check out the other podcasts, the non-content podcast and Pod on Pod. So now you know. It's pretty good promo there.
Pod.
Pod on Pod. Yeah, they review other podcasts.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting. Yeah, and they give them a scale. There's different categories of ratings, and they're on a certain scale, and they listen to a handful of episodes and go based on sound quality and content, etc., etc.
Interesting.
If you if you've ever listened to the Smodcast, any of those with Kevin Smith, you probably like this one, and it's not necessarily because of the content, but the way the guys talk back and forth with one another, sort of the banter. And one of the hosts sounds straight up like Kevin Smith. It's ridiculous. It reminds me of it a lot. So it made me feel really familiar.
Okay.
But back to the Team Procreate, they also have music reviews, and there's little videos and things like that on there for your entertainment. So if you're looking for anything entertainment, fine art, digital art, anything like that, head over to the Team Procreate website and you'll get your fix. And back to the movie. So the boys have arrived at Hogwarts, and they crashed into a whomping willow.
Whomping willow.
What's a whomping willow?
It is a really old tree that hits you.
It attacks anything, right? That approaches it or something like that.
And it looks different in this movie than it does in the next movie too.
And there's one quick little thing that happened too. That's like a big to do in the it has a lot to do in this movie, kind of at certain points. But Ron broke his fucking wand.
Yep.
On the steering wheel.
He just hit the steering wheel.
And they just kind of glaze over it. He's like, "Oh, look at my wand." Anyway, it's actually kind of like a major thing, but
it's a huge thing.
They're too busy getting attacked by this giant fucking tree. This thing is nuts. Mm-hmm. They almost got impaled. Look at that glass, shatter all over him. He'd be cut from head to neck. Nope, it's kind of lame. By the way, I want to apologize in case you hear any banging or something like that. There's children outside, and they've been playing with this fucking beach ball, and they don't know when to give it up. So, just warning everybody, that might be it.
It's about dinner time.
You witnessed it. You're like, they were moved out front, and literally about 2 minutes later, they were right back to the back, and they picked up a new friend, little C-word girl. Yeah. So now you know that I call 7-year-olds cunts, and I don't have a child sex slave ring in my apartment. It's the sounds of children playing outside. That's immediately where people's minds would go.
Sure.
There's no sure about it. Well, there is.
They could
there's
think
only
you
sure
have
about
kids. You might have kids.
I don't have any children. Not even, that I know of. Not even one of those. Like, there are no children that I have. That I know. Yeah, that I know of. Anyway, that I know of. We just saw Scabbers.
Mm-hmm.
Ron's little rat. It's funny that he doesn't like spiders, and he's annoyed by Hermione's cat and shit, but he has a fucking rat.
Yeah, I know.
Which are known to be pretty dirty.
That rat's been in his family for a really long time, too.
Oh, isn't it like 150 years or something?
No, it's been...
Much longer.
No, it's been since, Lily and James died. You figure that out in the next movie.
So what, like 10 years? Or, well,
how old's
whatever,
Harry? He's like
years.
12 or 14 something.
Close. And there's old Filch. I kind of like that guy, because I feel for him, because he is the non-magical offspring of magical parents.
He's a squib.
And he has to be at this fucking place with all these magical children showing off their magical powers. It's not fair for him. That's basically how I feel.
And another thing that comes up in the book is somebody finds out that he is trying to, learn how to be magic again or something. Like,
nice.
There's a way for squibs to, figure it out somehow or something.
It's in them inherently.
It's in the books.
No, I'm talking about, the abilities. Because if they pass on DNA like normal humans, then at least part of it would be there, especially both his parents were magic.
You never know.
Magicist.
Sometimes it doesn't.
I don't know. You're a genius. I like Snape a lot. He's creepy. His face is all bloated too, sort of.
It does look really bloated.
Yeah, like he got stung by some Dumbledores. This is what they did, though. While I was saying earlier, they gave McGonagall all of Hooch's lines and just wrote her out.
Oh well, she's gonna be a.
If you were to have a crush on a teacher, who would it be? Deep thinking. I would say, if I were a bet man, I would go with McGonagall. She gives these looks, and I'm just kind of curious. She seems like she's a little minx. Like she's just a little feisty,
I love McGonagall, yeah. I mean, if I could pick a girl, I'm going to say McGonagall.
Why not?
None of the male teachers are very attractive.
Yeah,
I'd say Dumbledore, but he's really old and he's not
creepy.
Attractive. He's just, awesome.
He'd be like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
I've read some crazy stories about that dude.
Hugh Hefner?
He yeah. He has a certain type of sex that he enjoys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of strange, but whatever.
I believe that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's... Okay. Anyway, moving on. It's in a very uncomfortable place, not in the backseat of a Volkswagen, basically.
Okay.
This lady... Who is this? What's her name?
Professor Sprout.
Oh, nice job reading the subtitles there. Isn't there another... Who does Emma Thompson play? She's crazy.
Emma Thompson.
She's a professor, but she's real kind of crazy. You know
Professor
what I mean?
Trelawney.
Maybe.
She does the.
I thought she was the herbologist lady. Is this herbology?
This is herbology.
Is there another maybe she's the potion? She's the potion teacher. Maybe.
No, the potion teacher is Snape.
Damn it.
She does the crystal ball stuff. What do you call that?
Oh, okay. Predictions?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. She does stuff like that, tea leaves and.
Right. Okay, that is her. Yeah, she's really strange. She has the glasses that make her eyeballs real big.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think that's.
I
Emma
like her a lot
Thompson.
too.
So this is another kind of important part of the, at least of this movie itself, the mandrakes.
Yep.
They kind of reflect human existence too, because they grow up and they're all screaming and crazy and shit, and then they get a little bit older and they get they turn into loners sort of and get acne or whatever.
They do get acne.
And then later on they become adults and they start trying to move into each other's pots and things like that.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I read.
I didn't know that.
I guess they try and switch pots or something.
That's pretty
I don't
funny.
know.
I like that.
But the Mandrake comes into play a little bit later here. Well, I mean, it comes into play fucking right now. Ron's looks like grosser than everybody else's, kind of.
Yeah.
Draco, you deserve that. He's a little prick. He just like, tries to tickle him and it bites his finger. He deserves it, though. He deserves it 150,000%.
Yes, he does.
There's nearly Headless Nick. You
His
said
death day is coming up in this movie right now.
Right.
They don't mention it in the...
It's like his 500th death day or something like that. I did read about that.
Yeah.
What is this thing you're... Ron's trying to fix his wand and just tapes it up.
So they have Scotch tape in the Wizarding World?
He's like, fuck it, that works. Yeah, in the Wizarding World, Harry Potter, you use Scotch tape. Is this kid...
Colin Creevy.
Is he more in the books than this? He seems really annoying.
He is really annoying. Yeah, he's in the book. This book a lot. This is his first year.
Because at one point it says something... Yeah, here's what I was talking about earlier, where Errol fucking wipes out. But I was reading something about him, like, at one point people think he's like a spy for Slytherin or something like that. Does that ring a bell?
No.
No? Okay. Well, they think...
Remember that.
I think I read it. They think he's like a spy for Slytherin because he's always around Harry and shit. And, I don't know. That's about all I got.
Where'd you read this?
I don't know. Probably somewhere that went Wikipedia.
Oh.
Wikipedia is always accurate.
Yeah.
And this is a howler. Is this the only instance of this thing?
There are two instances. I don't think that they show the next one in the movies though.
Well, in the book, didn't someone say their mom, or they just said it now, or after this? My mom sent me a howler and I ignored it.
Yeah, Neville.
Neville Longbottom.
His grandma.
Oh, from his grandma, yeah. Is that the other one, or were you talking about another growler?
Petunia gets one.
Oh, from who?
Dumbledore, I believe.
That's awesome.
But they don't mention it.
Dumbledore's yelling at Harry's aunt through a letter.
Yeah,
That's
he doesn't
pretty
say
funny.
much, but
Yeah, what he says sticks, I'm sure. That's pretty cool. I wish they would have see all this stuff that you're dropping on me. I wish they would show him at least half of this in the movie. It sounds cool.
It's pretty disappointing. There's a lot of stuff they leave out.
But they do shit like they make the shortest book the longest movie, so...
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, they turned the longest one into 2 parts. It's an 8-movie series. I'm sure they could have drug it out another 2 movies.
I really wanted them to. I wanted these to be like 4
sure
hours
you did.
long.
I'm sure you did. Earlier, I have a small bladder, though. How'd you prepare for that for the movies where you're just like, fuck it?
Well, it's just when
piss
I'm
my
drinking
pants in the
beer.
movie
I didn't
theater.
drink beer when I was, in high
True.
school or whatever.
But sitting anywhere for 2 hours and 45 minutes, if you have a normal acting bladder...
It definitely happened. I like slushies a lot, too. So.
Oh, gosh.
I definitely had to leave in the middle of a couple Harry Potter movies.
So the new defense against the dark arts professor is Gilderoy Lockhart. And also his name, apparently, Lockhart, locks, the golden locks sort of thing. It kind of reflects his status as a pretty boy. I mean, he is, basically, this character has no... Sorry about that, I need to get some water. But this character basically has no, substance, is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing about him that's not scripted, so to speak. I mean, this guy, he's a total, Megan?
Douchebag.
There you go. You gonna help me out here? You're leaving me hanging here.
I thought you were...
No, I was trying to think, and it was not working.
Right.
But, so he's, it's funny.
This scene's always really funny.
It is silly, because they're all like, who's that chubby kid that dismisses him? The one, not him. It's the other one. That's silly. It's not Malfoy's friends. Come on.
Oh, one of Crab Goyle?
Nope,
One
the
of
other
those?
kid. Nope, it's not one of his friends.
Oh, not one of
It's
his
the one,
friends.
that kid right there.
Oh, that's
keeps blowing himself up and shit.
Seamus Finnegan.
Seamus, yeah,
Seamus
whatever.
Finnegan.
He's like making fun of him because he presents these pixies,
Cornish pixies.
Yeah, Cornish pixies, and then releases them. What's this? Poughkeepsie Pestronomy.
Pixie Pestinomy.
But this is the first hint. In the bookshop, you kind of get an idea of his character, how he feels about himself and shit. But now you actually get to see him in practice.
Running away from
basically.
Cornish pixies.
He tried one thing and it didn't work. From what I have read, he actually only knows how to perform one spell successfully.
Yeah.
And it's the Forgeticus thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't know how to call it. That's how I refer to all the spells. Hermione's saving the day.
Jeez.
Immobilus. That's kind of cool, though.
That is cool.
It's weird that they can blink, though. They're not completely immobile.
Yeah.
And then Neville, why is it always me? Because you're the comic foil, sir, in the series. You're the one that always gets it. Here's a little tension moment here. The Quidditch team is getting ready to go out and practice, and that's another thing that kind of comes into play with the whole. Well, okay, we'll get to what we're doing right now, which is the Gryffindor Quidditch team is going to practice, and then they get stopped by the Slytherin team and a note from Professor Snape that says they have permission to practice today. And that comes into play with the whole dichotomy of, the privileged against the chosen one sort of thing, where like Hermione makes a comment. Draco basically buys his way on the team, influences his way on the team.
Well, yeah, he bought all those new.
Yeah,
brooms.
he had his dad buy him brand new Nimbus 2001s, which is an upgrade and shit. But in the book, I don't know if he says it here, but Oliver Wood says they have newer equipment, but we've practiced on our older equipment longer and harder,
Yeah.
So it gives us the advantage. And that's pretty much like the theme of the battle between Harry and Malfoy throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
That Harry has to kind of work to get where he is, sort of, and Malfoy is just kind of given the tools. They're both given the tools.
That's true.
But they just use them differently.
Right.
Yes, okay, good.
Yes.
Thanks for helping me walk through this.
Draco doesn't really have to try to do anything. He's always bad at, potions and stuff. He's always been bad at that kind of stuff. He's not a very good student.
Yeah.
Because he just, fuck it, like my dad, he's always, my dad will hear about this, or my dad that.
I thought you said, fuck it, my dad. I was like, you're about to get real on the show and talk about your dad.
No.
But no, that's not what it was.
No.
But yeah, he always has that fallback. My dad, pure blood.
Yeah.
Do. Even in later, he has no conviction. He has no heart, sort of thing. Like he just, like later in the movies when he's given a certain task, he can't go through with it because he doesn't believe in what, He makes his family believe that he truly will follow through with everything or whatever, but he can't do it because he lacks conviction. He has his it's not like true feeling for whatever he's doing, he just does it because he was born into it, sort of thing. Like Harry was born into it, but he's genuinely interested in like achieving better personhood.
Well, there's obviously something in Malfoy that makes him realize that he shouldn't be doing all these things that his father's telling him to do or whatever.
Yeah, he is a magical guy, he has all the... I feel like all these characters have the potential to be as great as any other wizard. And that kind of, like...
The slugs are hilarious.
Yeah, that was... Like we were saying, Malfoy doesn't have to do anything. Ron tried to cast a spell on Malfoy, and it backfired because the wand is broken, and now he's vomiting up slugs. Better out than in, says Hagrid. That only applies in some cases, by the way. But in the specific slug case, that's it. What's he talking to her? Oh, that's another thing. Another big theme. Malfoy, Draco, called Hermione a mudblood. And... basically refers to her mud being bloody, her blood being muddy, and it's like
dirty.
Dirty, muddy, whatever. It's not pure.
Dirty blood.
And they both get what do they get detention for?
For the car thing.
Oh yeah, that is it. So for the car thing and being seen by Muggles, they get detention, and Harry's detention is helping Lockhart answer all of his fan mail.
Yep.
And what was Ron's? Does he have to help like Hagrid or something?
I think he had to clean the trophies or something.
That's what it was.
Like
He
that.
helps Filch, and they clean the trophies.
Yeah.
And they both think they both have the worst jobs of the other one, It's like, well, I had to help this guy. I wish I remembered Lockhart's real name. I forget who that is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's not Colin Firth, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Me either. Oh, well. That's the research we do on the show. Yeah, I got so far. This is further than I've gotten in the movie with my notes. I've made notes up to this point, so now I have to pay attention. So I'm not going to, no talking for 2 more hours, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
We have 2 more hours, right?
2 more hours?
Mm-hmm. This movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. That's why there was no intro long chat sort of thing. It's like, let's just fucking do it. Open the wand, let's go. Got butterbeers poured and everything. Oh, is this? He's hearing the voice?
Parcel tongue. He doesn't
He's
know it's
hearing-
parcel tongue.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my fault.
No, that doesn't matter. That's fine. I mean, it's in the movie, so that's okay.
Okay.
But he's hearing this voice. You want to do an impression? I can't. Does it sound like a snake?
No, it just sounds like a guy saying kill.
Oh, okay.
Kill.
Let me kill you.
Kill.
See,
That's
there you
what
go.
it's like.
There you go. Don't be embarrassed. It sounded excellent.
Yeah.
It just gives me. I tried to do a Sorting Hat impression. It didn't work. I think Sorting Hat is voiced by a lady or
Is
a
that
man
right?
or a man named
Or
a man named Leslie. I think
Oh.
the name's Leslie. So sorry if you're a man named Leslie. It's a co-ed name,
That's probably more common in England.
right?
than
Just like Errol.
Yeah.
I've never met a person named Errol.
me.
I do have an uncle Earl, but I've never met anyone named Errol. So, what's going on here, Megan?
The spiders. I don't know. They just found
Spiders
spiders.
marching
He
one
heard the
by
voices.
one.
He's
Hurrah.
following the voices.
Hurrah.
Them two came up behind him.
Spiders marching one by one. Is that
There's water
distracting?
all over the ground. No.
He's never seen spiders act like that.
Yeah.
Ron doesn't like spiders.
Nope.
Why not?
You know, I don't know.
Feel free to grab that thing and like angle it that way because you're hanging to the side watching it. So you can angle it. You can angle this part of it. I'm gonna turn it up in a second. I'm saying you can angle this part of it. You don't have to turn the whole thing. You can actually adjust it from this point. Yeah. There's a little electronic manual arm.
But I want it to be in front of me, right? I want this part.
Yes, you want it to be in front of you. Oh, looks good.
Okay.
I think so.
Awesome.
No, you're just leaning over to like look at the
Yeah,
movie
I
or
was.
something.
It was getting kind of uncomfortable, and I was like, 2 more hours.
It's okay. Jesus, it's already begun.
No,
I'm
it's
just
way
kidding.
better now. I'm good.
Well, anytime we need a break, you just tell me. We'll pause the movie. It'll go on, and I'll edit it, and it won't even sound like we're doing anything.
Okay.
And the only reason people would know that is because I just said something about it, like an asshole. So, just let you know what happens here.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh no.
And oh
Looks
no,
so
she's been
fake.
petrified. Mrs. Norris has been petrified. There's
They
only
don't know that yet.
well, whatever.
But yeah, he thinks she's dead right
Yeah,
now, and
thinks
he's
she's dead.
pissed.
Well, what drove all these people out? Was he screaming or something?
I think they were letting out of dinner.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't just like emergency and everyone comes out.
No.
The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. What did it say? Like
Enemies
all
of
enemies
the air, beware.
of the air, beware. It reminds me of Ed Wood. He always Bela Lugosi. He's always beware, beware. Ravenclaws. What? Represent, bitch. Hell yeah. I'm a Ravenclaw. A character we're about to meet a little later is Ravenclaw too. Old Moaning Myrtle.
I love Moaning Myrtle. She
I
might
love-
be in my top 5.
That's what they used to call me in high school. Moaning Myrtle.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
That's my new go-to phrase too, by the way. That's what they used to call me in high school. It's kind of funny
Okay.
whenever, I guess. I try. We're trying to keep people interested here on the show, Megan. The show reaches hundreds of people
true?
in a month. Okay, so we've been on the Procreate website for 2 weeks that's when we've debuted everything. We dumped everything out and showed people. And we've had over 200 listens. Like when I released the Harry Pothead one last week,
Yeah.
in 2 hours it already had like 30 listens or 30
Really?
downloads. Yeah, I was really surprised. Because when we started on the website, we just released like previous episodes that had already gone out. So people there were like 20 or 30 downloads of those episodes because people had already checked them out. But the brand new one that we released, people were genuinely interested in it pretty quickly, it seems like. We got the
Cool.
word out successfully, so we'll see how that goes.
Cool, yeah.
But I'm going to get a weekly update on the statistics. I used to check them every fucking day. Like every morning I'd wake up, do my restroom business, and I'd be on the phone checking my stats for the podcast every day. And now I kind of letting other people take care of that for the moment. It's kind of a good feeling.
Cool.
Yeah, I tried to interview somebody today earlier, and it didn't go through. I just thought I'd skip to that point. Didn't work out. I don't know if the time got messed up or whatever, but the guy lives in London, England. They're 5 hours ahead of us. And it was scheduled for 1, but then, I don't know. I think it might have just got lost in translation. The time's messed up, but we're going to try and solve this problem because he is a big part of the Harry Potter series. and it would be great to have him on, and it would be a legitimate endeavor. My mom was I was recording at her house. I told you this. I was sitting there, and she was just making a fuck ton. She was like sick. She was just like hacking up in the background and shit, and like TV on full blast, cat running around, all the windows open and shit. And I was like, I've got to shut all these windows, like all the blinds. I've got, you cannot be loud while I'm doing this. I wasn't being demanding. I was just explaining to her the process. I wasn't like,
and I'm
shut
sure
the
you
fuck
told
up.
her ahead of
Get
time
out of
that
your own
you were
goddamn
doing
house.
it.
Yeah, she knew I was coming over to record. But then the guy never like called. And so it just did not work out in my favor for the day. But I am holding out hope. I have a lot of hope.
Okay. Good.
So we'll reveal who that actor is hopefully sometime soon. So what is this class? McGonagall, what is she?
Transfiguration.
Transfiguration. And what is that?
It's where you change animals or things into things.
Okay,
you
so you
transfigure
turn
things.
Things into things.
she can turn into a cat, but that's because she's an animagus.
Okay.
There are only certain people you have to be like registered to do this, so that they know this if this person's if they're on the lookout for this guy, they know that he can change into a cat. So they need to look at cats too.
Oh, okay. Well, nice. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wanted $500,000 for this cat and or man. But in this class, it seems like they turn living objects into inanimate objects. Like she turned Scabbers into a chalice with a rat tail on accident.
Well, Ron did that.
Oh, but
his
his
wand is broken.
Yeah, but she also turned.
It's like a parrot.
Into a chalice as well. She did it successfully.
Yes.
Ron did it half-assedly. It's like a furry cup with a tail. It's kind of gross.
That's pretty gross.
Never drink out of that. I wonder if his guts are like all smashed in the inside of the cup or something.
That might have. Never mind. Yeah, I don't
know.
Nope,
go shoot.
That might have been because of the thing that's the reason he's been in their family for 14 years. Maybe it's just different because.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot about that. By the way.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once, but I forgot. I forgot that he's a rat.
Yeah.
Ratman.
Mm-hmm.
James Ratman.
He was not registered.
Right. Okay. But she is because she's a professor.
Yeah. Well, because they're supposed to be. But sneaky people sometimes would.
Right. Just like
there's a reason for it.
Like the Nocturne Alley.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you can be an animagus, but you can use it for good and or bad.
Yeah.
I guess they just
you
naturally
go in and rob places pretty easily if you could turn into a rat.
Yeah. No shit. Until you had to actually take the shit out.
Right.
But that's the big thing. Oh, excuse me. I forget what I was going to mention. Something about Harry being a big thing with a thing. I don't know. Oh, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing with Harry there. In this movie, and it's another theme, like the choices he makes. And it's another thing with between him and Draco. The choices he makes turns him into who he is. Not, it's the choices he makes, not the things that are given to him. Or it's not who he is, it's the choices he makes,
Yeah, going back to the Sorting Hat,
Yeah, exactly.
He chose to be in Gryffindor. He chose to be a good, brave
Right,
person.
He could have gone in Slytherin. What do you think would have happened if he actually went to Slytherin?
I think him and Malfoy would be friends, and it would all be different.
I don't know, because he didn't seem like
Maybe.
he didn't seem like he got along with Malfoy before they chose houses, though. Like he just
that's true.
Didn't generally
If
like
he
him.
never, what if he never met Ron?
Right. It just, he would have, because they would have been in the same class.
And maybe what if he met Malfoy instead?
I don't know.
And Malfoy was nice to him and whatever.
I don't
never know. It could have been all
dangerous
different.
road here. You're getting really close to that thing. You be careful there. Nope, don't even touch it.
I'll just sit comfortably.
Talking about my
back
microphone.
and I'll
Sorry,
be okay.
that's funny. People have no idea. I'm like, you're getting really close to that thing, and they have no idea. And I told you not to touch it. I'm talking about
It's
the
a
microphone.
microphone.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the cat. I have a cat here. He is put up safely. He was the producer of the show, but he decided to quit. I don't know what his problem is. So, as usual, Hermione's looking for answers in the books. Ron and Harry decide to just act, and it's kind of like a happy medium that gets them through everything. Because it is. Like, the polyjuice potion allows you to, turn into
The person that you have like a hair from.
Right, a DNA sample or something like that.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening... Oh, well, fuck it. What ends up happening is that Hermione turns into a cat because the person she wants to turn into, she gets a hair off her sweater and ends up being a cat's or something like that.
Her cats.
But she's the one that brewed the polyjuice potion to perfection.
Yes.
So, when it comes to, actually, like, doing things like that, like when potions and spells, she is very capable. But she doesn't have the street smarts, as they call them, like, to think that a hair could be from an animal or something and totally fuck the situation. Like the potion, it's meticulous work. It takes a month to brew, and you have to do it perfectly and shit. And she does, but then she fucks it up completely,
Yeah.
But Ron and Harry, they wouldn't be able to concoct the potion themselves, I don't believe, even if they did follow the instructions, because Ron would dump something over, or something would happen,
Yeah, they're never as good as her, except in the 5th book.
But they were...
Where Harry gets a book, and it has all these little instructions in it, and so he does these things differently, and Hermione gets pissed off because he's beating her in potions class.
Yeah, I remember that. That's funny. He's doing it right. Not fair. But that's their... Oh, Jesus. That totally looked like they were trying to hit him in the head and not hit like a bludger or something like that,
Yep.
Is that legal? Do you know?
Yeah, you can hit people.
You can hit... Oh, yeah, because they do like a road rash thing where they're like hitting each other.
Roller derby, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Road Rash is an old 90s video game, for those of you not aware. You're on a motorcycle, and you can hit people with chains and billy clubs and stuff. It's kind of fun. This is a big to-do, because now Draco is the new Seeker for Team Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
He, like we said earlier, bought his way into the team. And now there's a rogue bludger, and it's just going wild. It broke through Oliver Wood's broom. Now it's chasing Harry down. And it's supposed to be that they don't have any kind of allegiance. So you can definitely tell when there's something up with a bludger. When it's like following people and shit. And yeah, you can definitely tell.
Yep.
Ron just tried to cast a spell on her. Like, you fucking idiot. Have you not been paying attention to your own life for the past week? Because you've just been doing nothing but messing things up.
I
always like these stands. They're pretty... I always kind of curious what's underneath them. Is it just like a wood...
Well, they showed them going through it, or they did, or they do. I think they do, yeah. So it's just like, they're...
Well, I'm talking about the tall towers, though. They go through, like, the
bottom.
The bottom part of it, yeah, but they don't go up through the tower.
Yeah, I assume it's the same way. They look like they're, there's space in between I don't know.
And this is, you were saying something about, in the first movie where Oliver shows him the snitch, and Harry's, like, staring at it, and Oliver can't find it. And it's kind of the same thing right here. Yep. Like, Harry and Draco were in the same place, and the snitch was somewhere. Draco's too busy, like, making fun of Harry, and Harry's just, like, following the snitch the whole time, basically.
And Draco sees it. He's got a faster broom.
Yeah, he's right, but he takes the time to turn around and insult Harry instead of reach out and get it. He could have just ended the game right there if he would have probably scooted forward a little bit, like, concentrated. But he's too busy on, like, trying to prove himself as the, whatever. That's how they are, the purebloods. That's what they want to do. Yep. They just want to show you that they're significantly better than you. Because Harry's dad, he wasn't a wizard, right?
Yeah, he was.
He was?
Mm-hmm. Both his parents were.
So he is a pureblood then?
No, because Lily isn't.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, purebloods are like, down the line they've always been.
Oh.
There's always
been
okay.
So that's why
both parents or,
that's a big theme in this thing too, is being inbred.
Yeah.
By the way. Is that big in the book?
Yes.
What they talk about? I mean, is it just like generations of families getting together or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, you would assume
the worst of the families, that always wanted to be purebloods, they'd like marry family members. Like, there's a lot of family members that get married, like cousins.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Stuff, yeah.
But then it goes to like it reflects real life too, because they end up being like kind of dumb and like empty too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's another thing they don't really go into in the books so much.
In the movies?
There's this one family, the movies. There's this one family, the family that Voldemort comes from, and like that's how his family was. They were all like bad, and then his mother, casts like a spell on this like regular guy that she thinks is like super hot in town.
Nice.
And she casts a love spell on him, and and they have the kid
They have Voldemort.
Yeah, they have Voldemort. Well, you know, Tom Riddle.
Right.
But
well, it's kind of like that Hitler thing, you know, where he was all,
right.
yeah, he was all about the blonde hair, blue-eyed, et cetera, but he was nowhere
wasn't.
even close, and
Yep.
he wasn't even like German national or something like that. I don't know, I don't want to get into fucking Nazism right now or anything, but
that's exactly, yes.
here's another example of Lockhart being not able to do anything. Harry's arm is broken or whatever from the snitch, and he says brachium and Mindo, and that is not the correct spell, or is it the correct spell and he didn't do it right? Do you know? Well, either way, it actually gets rid of all the bones in his arm, and it just turns it into like a Stretch Armstrong sort of thing, and it didn't fix shit.
No.
He's like, you can no longer feel pain. Problem solved, right?
Yeah.
No, my hand is like, it's kind of like a trebuchet or whatever. What are those things called? Catapult. You like that word? It's very French. I like it. Well, he's who did somebody mend his bones, or are they just setting them now?
Yeah, well, she said I can mend bones in a minute or a second, but you know, growing bones is tougher.
Yeah.
So he's gonna take him like a day or something to grow them back.
It's disgusting. They give him some like disgusting thing. It reminds me of have you ever had to have an X-ray, and you take that barium stuff?
No.
It's awful. They put one drop in a whole like a whole container of Gatorade, and you could still taste the barium. Like you couldn't even hardly taste the Gatorade. It's just awful, and it like causes I think it just like causes, I don't know. It causes the X-ray to be more vivid.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a stomach X-ray sort of thing. So I think it like coats your insides, and it causes, you know,
That makes sense.
it allows a sharper magnetic image. There's Dobby. We're about to learn. Is this where he fesses up?
Yep.
He fesses up to he's the reason they couldn't get through platform 9 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
And B, he's the one. Did he like just enchant the bludger or whatever?
Yep.
He enchanted it, and he fucked Harry over. He's trying to save it. He's trying to protect him though.
He wants him to go home. He wants him to not be at Hogwarts.
Right. Even if he hasn't found out why, but yeah, he's pretty much told him since the beginning of the movie not to go. When he first showed up, you know, he was telling him not to go.
Yep.
And he just threatens to strangle him. Problem solved. But he doesn't really have knowledge of the life of the house elf yet.
No.
Right, so he doesn't know how much of an asshole move that is.
Right.
It's hard to hit bulls and talk at the same time.
Probably.
No, there's no probably about that, though.
Oh, okay.
And that's one thing they talk about, too, the he who must not be named.
Mm-hmm.
Harry and Dumbledore are the only people that actually refer to him as Voldemort. And they're the only ones that can stand up to him. Because it takes the punch out of his name. If you refer to him as Voldemort instead of he shall not be named, you know, it kind of drops that stigma of like that whole stigma, I don't even know if that's the right word, but it drops that whole, you know, facade about him being like some crazy, the Dark Lord or whatever. No, he's a wizard just like all of them that went rogue, that went bad, you know. He's not any more special than anyone else. He plans ahead better, you know. Like
he was just the leader of this group
exactly.
that he formed, yeah.
But as far as like being any more powerful or anything, no.
He's just scary and he's mean.
Yeah.
Like he's just
like all these
things that people aren't supposed to do. Like,
well, these wizards have the same abilities as him. Like, though we haven't got to it yet. If you have seen it, like the Horcruxes, you know, like wizards.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah,
but you don't want to.
Yeah, but he had not only that, but he had the foresight to do it. Yeah. You know, so he is clever and shit, but he's not like the end all be all wizard or whatever. So just back off.
He is after the Horcruxes.
Though he who shall now not be named. But even so, he's not that badass because Harry's not even like half his age, and he can stand up to the guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't ever back down from him.
Nope.
He relies on. I mean, half the time though, he relies on luck, and the only time he gets through anything is when he's like in a group or there's some kind of group support. You know.
In the beginning, yeah.
No, the whole time.
No.
He always has somebody behind him on his side.
The very end of the series.
He still has somebody.
Pretty much by himself.
He still has the knowledge of the love of his parents.
That's true. He's always got the love of his mother's love.
Well, that's
what protected him from Voldemort in the first place.
Well, that's another interesting thing that I've kind of been thinking about too, because we still haven't met Moaning Myrtle. Jesus, come on, it's an hour in, but we've met nearly Headless Nick and some ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So you apparently have the ability, once you pass through the physical realm, to return here as a kind of like a spirit. Not necessarily a spirit, because you can still interact with like the physical world to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
But is that like a choice that they make?
I honestly don't know that.
Because
I've never even...
Well, it's like a big thing. Like, I feel like Harry's parents, they only reveal themselves in the Mirror of Erised or whatever.
Yeah, that wasn't really them.
Well, what I'm saying is they don't reveal themselves to him very often. I mean, they do maybe once or but not very often. And that's kind of like what drives him as well.
I think there's a reason for them being ghosts. I think there's some reason why they are the way they are. I don't think it was a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I think she died in a bad way, and
Mm-hmm.
she felt more comfortable in this bathroom,
Yeah, but, well, you said she felt more comfortable in the bathroom.
I don't know. Yeah.
I just feel like that if they wanted to present themselves to him, they could have by now. Because they do it later on in the series,
Yeah, but they're like a spirit. Yeah, it's not like a ghost.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I feel like that like longing for his parents sort of thing, like that adds to his character.
Yeah.
Like as a wizard, like it just, I don't know, it just adds some extra motivation to his actions, especially against Voldemort, because he's the one that, had to do with their demise.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, this is kind of cool. We're talking in the last episode, I was in chess club. This is pretty much like that. They have a dueling club. And isn't this set up? Why is this set up? Oh, there's this one...
Because the Chamber of Secrets opened. Oh, are you saying something else?
No, that's why. No, you're correct. It happens a little further into the duel. But Harry duels old Draco.
Mm-hmm.
And Draco manifests a snake. And they say that it's hard to tell whether Snape made him, manifest a snake because it's the symbol for the House of Slytherin, or because he's a parcel tongue, and that the heir has to be a parcel tongue. So he, he's kind of outing him as a possible heir to the House of Slytherin, sort of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd think that if I didn't know what Snape's real intentions were.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just that's their house. That's probably a spell that they practice, maybe.
Lockhart.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it could be just a spell they practice. I'm not sure, but it seems like there's a little too much of a coincidence. But when the first pose they do is an alternate or like their own take on like a fencing sort of pose. Like the hand crooked above the head sort of thing.
He's even dressed like he's gonna go fencing.
He is. He is such a chode. Like, yeah, that's exactly who he is. He dresses the part.
Yeah.
He presents himself as like, oh, we will fence, we will duel. And Snape is just wearing his same old... He probably just got out of bed. He probably wears that to bed.
Probably.
Hello,
It looks kind of comfortable.
Sending him into Matchbox. He's not good at talking shit. He's not. But, yeah. He had something in mind. Like, he immediately was like, Malfoy,
Yep.
take on Potter. Is it just because it drives the plot forward?
I mean,
He's like,
I'm
"You guys
sure
are-"
that Malfoy or Snape knows that they have a rivalry.
That's what I was about. Yeah. They're natural rivals, so you guys go ahead and duel. Seems like
Well,
the
they
best
have
idea.
classes together, so, and the potions class is one of them. So Snape sees, Malfoy giving him shit all the time. So I'm sure he would know that it would aggravate Harry to have to duel with him.
Yeah, he likes aggravating Harry for some reason.
He does.
We'll find that out later. That's a big one too. That's a cool thing that they wait to tell you. Can I see that wand?
Of course.
I'm gonna do the flip and tug and see if it works.
Flip and tug.
That's light. That's light.
Yeah.
No wonder Ron breaks his on the steering wheel.
That's true.
Oh, sorry, Megan. I broke your wand. My bad. Avada Kedavra.
Oh, you killed me. Really?
Nope.
That's the one you would do?
Well, I have to see if it works. See, I'm like Malfoy. I don't have conviction, so the spell doesn't really work.
That's
you have
true.
to. I'm sure you have to like, not only believe it's gonna work, but visualize it working, and then also having the confidence in your words,
Yes.
sort of thing. I mean, there's a bunch. So there's the snake. What was that spell? Do you know?
I didn't see it.
I don't know the spell's name. I thought you have like a directory, don't you?
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you ever just flip through it?
No, not really.
Alarte Ascendare.
I did, and I was like, these are all made up. Like, there's no way that, somebody just made these all up.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Like,
I mean,
I understand some of them they use in the books or something. Those should be in a directory. But for them just to make something up,
oh, you mean like the people
like the people that made the app or whatever.
Okay. Well, you know that the people that, J.K. Rowling made up these spells as well.
Well, yeah, but that's fine if
Okay.
she did it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But if somebody else does it, they're tricking you?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to know what she thinks they would be.
Apparently the movie cannot subtitle speaking parcel tongue. It's something else. Isn't it parcel mouth or something? They say that as well.
I think that is what you would be called. You would be a parcel.
You are a
mouth.
parcel mouth
You
because
could
you speak
parcel tongue.
Vapera eveniscach. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that the House of Slytherin just practiced that spell because the way that Snape just looked at that snake, I think he just looked like he was surprised, sort of.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's what I'd gather from that. But he's supposed to be an ambiguous character. You're not supposed to know either way if he's good or bad. I mean...
Yeah, you're not.
They make you assume he's sort of bad somewhat, but he's also shown the kid some mercy at times and kind of redeemed himself. He just took care of that snake there for Harry. He protected Harry or whatever.
Right.
I mean...
In the during the what was it when the fifth book was going to come out, I had registered, whenever I went up to the Barnes
Is
and
that
Noble.
Half-Blood Prince?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the Barnes and Noble and I, bought a copy, but they didn't have them yet, so I just had like a little, card that said, I bought a copy and my name was on the list. I get it when I went to the
You're promised
store.
this.
Yeah. So and then they gave me a sticker that said like there were two different stickers. They give you one or one or the other, and mine said trust Snape, and others said don't trust Snape. So, because you
What?
figure out if you trust him or not,
Do you get...
I think maybe it wasn't the fifth book. Maybe it was the book.
Was it
where
attached to the book or they just gave you the...
They gave it to me, but like with my voucher that said I bought the book
That's weird.
before I bought the book.
It's kind of a weird promo, because they sent them out to the bookstores.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
because you didn't know. Like after the last one came out, it ended. We're like, oh, do I trust Snape or not? Like, is he telling? Is he really like the way he is, or is there something else going on?
Did you trust Snape?
Yes.
Did you trust him before you got that message?
Yes.
Okay. So you thought...
That's why I'm thinking. I don't know if it was the fifth book now that I think about it. It might have been the sixth or the seventh.
But
book.
even after everything that you had seen, you were like, he still has a chance to redeem himself.
Because you see him talking to Dumbledore. And you see Dumbledore trusts him 100%.
And Harry even says something about that at one point.
Yeah.
Like, if Dumbledore trusts him, I trust him.
Well, that's what Lupin says that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Harry never trusted Snape until, right up until, the very end. When he
Right.
saw what happened. Because he just saw, what happened between Snape and Dumbledore later.
Yeah, who knows? I
Yeah.
mean...
He just saw what happened and he thought,
He was like, maybe I will, maybe I won't trust you. We won't know until we see it. Oh, and now he's hearing voices again.
Mm-hmm.
Careful your feet there.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
It's one precaution
Okay.
out of hundreds.
Right.
Right. Megan, we're getting ready to move into a studio.
Yeah.
It'll be like an official studio. It'll be a bedroom that will be converted into a studio, but there will be other bedrooms in the house, so one of them can be dedicated to a studio.
Pretty
And
cool.
it'll be legitimate.
I hope you have more comfortable chairs.
Is this not comfortable?
No, it's fine. It's just I would like to be sitting on a couch right now
In a
or
couch?
something.
Yeah, but
if we moved this couch this way and just sat on the couch.
I've done that before, but then you're like,
Doesn't work.
it does, but you have to be it's the microphone. You have to
Still be in the
stay
right
in a
position,
position to
yeah.
talk on the microphone.
That makes sense.
It's hard to stay in a certain position and just be comfortable, period.
Right.
What's that guy's name? Justin something, maybe? With the J?
Yeah, I think it's Justin. They said it earlier, I think.
Oh, that. And Filch catches him. This
Of course.
This is a big theme in the movie. There's quite a few themes in the movie, but this, excuse me, this is another one where they, what do? They frame people.
Yeah.
Not frame people,
Well,
but they
he walks in, Harry just saw this. They find Harry with these things. So it just seems like, to anybody not watching the movie that it might have been Harry.
Right. I mean, there is a petrified
the
body.
Heir of Slytherin, he can speak parcel tongue.
There's a petrified body, and he's knelt down next to it. It's a classic classic thing they do in a lot of movies, Yeah. You're trying to, like, revive someone, you get their blood all over you. Mm-hmm. I was at a friend's the other day, and that happened. I was like, what if you fell down these stairs right now, and I was here, we'd been drinking, maybe doing a little drugs, and then all of a sudden you fall down these stairs because you're going outside. What am I supposed to do? Because they're immediately going to blame me.
Yes.
They're going to test my system. It'll be positive for something. And they'll just use, my fingerprints will be all over the place.
It's true.
So what are you supposed to do?
Sometimes you can't do anything. People go to jail all the time for not, for
If any of my
nothing.
friends die around me, I hope it's on video. So I can just completely exonerate myself immediately and just get over it. Not that I hope anyone dies, but,
Right.
Word. Well, speaking of friends, we have a friend's birthday coming up. They're going to have a big boat bash. Are you going to that?
I think I'm going to go to that.
Nice.
I am.
I had to RSVP a negative response.
Yeah.
Prognosis negative.
It's a bummer.
I will not be there.
It'll be fun, probably.
I'm sure. Why not?
It's a party boat. The boat that he showed me the picture of, though, it didn't look very... Like, it looked like a tiny little boat. There were, like, 30 people on it. Like, it just looked like it was going to fall over
crammed?
at any point or something.
Well, I thought they just looked like pontoons with, like, metal frames or whatever.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're getting
It had, like
a
2
mini yacht.
floors, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it looked kind of
But
scary.
it's like Lake Monroe, Indiana,
Yeah.
You're not going out.
You never know, dude.
Not like
It had,
Atherton.
like, a little slide on it.
Yeah.
Somebody could get hurt, It could happen.
Probably.
Especially Chris Brake's going to be there, probably. Like,
Booze involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, people could get hurt. It sounds like a fun time. Unfortunately, I am not afforded the ability to go. So, it happens. But I was just curious if you were going.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds like a good time.
I haven't decided for 100% yet, but probably. I've got a lot of things going on this next month.
Yeah, I need to get in fucking bikini shape.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. And
Yeah.
here we meet Fox.
I love Fox.
He's the, what they call a deus ex machina. He just shows up randomly. You never even really heard about him or anything like that. Shows up randomly. It kind of saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of nowhere, like, what that is, the character's in a impossibly unsolvable situation, and then all of a sudden something just shows up and saves the day.
Yep.
And that's Fox's, I don't know.
And of
that's
course,
his purpose.
Harry, he just burnt up in front of Harry, and he was like, fuck, like, I did it again. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble for this, too. I didn't do anything.
Oh, it's a phoenix. He rises from the ashes, so you're fine. It happens. I like that beard.
Yeah.
Looks gross. It's real gross.
It looks real weird.
I wonder how long he's been growing that thing. Since the beginning of time?
It'd probably be longer than... His hair's longer than that.
It seems like the good guys in this movie have beards. Like, Sirius Black, he does, Hagrid, and then Snape's all clean-shaven, the Malfoys are all clean-shaven, Voldemort's clean-shaven.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know if Voldemort can grow hair.
Yeah, that was one of the conditions of his resurrection and drinking. That's what happens when you drink unicorn blood.
Yeah.
Again, your hair falls out. It's like the opposite of Propecia or whatever. Attacked anyone? Of course you don't. I can't read in the subtitles. You just want to read them back and forth?
Okay.
No.
No.
Okay. It never goes well.
No.
We
can't
tried that
imagine.
once on the show, and it did not come through all that well. Because, I mean, you're just reading random lines halfway through in the movie. So I don't know. We are about halfway through, though.
Are we?
Yeah, we're making pretty good time here.
Yeah.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah, I'm not.
How's your tiny bladder holding up?
Pretty good. I'm almost done with this beer, though. I'm going to need another one.
Yeah, I don't know. We might just have to pause just to drink some alcohol.
Maybe. You're drinking pretty slow.
I can't help it because I have to keep talking.
I'm trying to talk as much as possible.
It's fine.
So that
Just
you don't
when
have to this time.
When you realize I'm going for it.
I should just start talking
Yeah.
again.
When you just see me like.
Got it.
And I start pointing.
Got it.
I got something in the mail from the Nielsen company.
Oh,
do
yeah,
like
I got that.
Did they give you $2?
They gave me $2.
Yeah, they gave me $2.
I sent it in. And then, no, they gave me $4, I think. $3, something like that. And then I sent it in. And then they gave me $30 to do something else. And
Right.
I never did it.
Oh.
So I just give the $30.
I just spent the $30.
I meant to do it, but it's like for somebody that has TV, and I don't have TV. I even told them the first survey, I don't have, I don't watch, I don't have television. I watch my movies online.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's okay.
I have a digital antenna, so I only get like 20 channels.
Which is better than, nothing. Because it's like, they're asking you what time slots, what you watch, during that time.
Oh, okay, nice.
And it's like, oh, I'm not watching any of these things because they're not on right now.
Nothing. Well, I got the $2, and I have the return correspondence there. The cool thing is they don't charge for stamps either. That'd be a good little. We give you $2, and you have to pay $2 in stamps to send the fucker back. Yeah. But I'm ready to get a return on that thing. Yeah, they'll give you $30 if they pick you. They'll give you $30. Yeah, of course. Well, whatever. Blah blah. I have these gifts. I've been getting some stuff from. We've been doing interviews with special guests, and they've offered us some of their like material and other promotional objects to like give out for contests and stuff. So that's exciting. Yeah, I looked through some of them last time. Garnering new listeners and stuff. We got some other stuff, some mini movie posters, and then I got a novel signed by the artist, or by the artist, whatever. If she is an artist, but she is a writer as well. Yeah. She's interviewed some really cool people, like Angelina Jolie and shit. Like, this lady's been around the industry for quite a while. So, she has this book. It's pretty good. It's about being a movie addict. So, her and I get along pretty well in that respect. Yeah. But there's some other stuff we're giving away, so probably want to try and get your hands on it. Just saying. Pretty cool. Who wouldn't want free shit, and all you have to do is listen to a show. Right. Am I allowed to do that? I don't see why not. All right. I think I might, yeah. I think maybe for the future, some of the contests might just be like random to where you have to like become a follower and like the show or something like that. Okay. Make people actually do something. Yeah. So it's been a month. Good idea. Back to the movie. It's been a month. They just knocked out Crab and Goyle. In real life and in the movie. They knocked out Crab and Goyle. They got the polyjuice potion going. Looks gross. It looks horrible. I don't know. It kind of looks like a milkshake, maybe. Like a green milkshake. Yeah, it looks like a was it wheatgrass? Spinach? Oh yeah, wheatgrass. There you go. Nice. It does kind of look like a wheatgrass shake. And then the point of this thing is to transform. And you know what? In life, you should just be who you are and not try and be something else. Okay? Unless you have a plan to. No. No, just be yourself. I think that's what that boils down to. Yeah. Okay. But good thing we don't know how to make polyjuice potion in this world. Yeah, good thing. I don't know. We could CGI though. Ew, that looks gross. This is pretty good too. It kind of goes into the whole the purebloods are idiots sort of thing, because Ron and Harry are Crab and Goyle, but they don't know they don't sound like them. They sound like themselves. They sound like Harry and Ron when they're talking. Mm-hmm. But B, they don't know like any information, like about these guys that could that would make them appear to be these people. Well, in the books, they do sound like them. Well, but they don't hear right. They don't sound like them really. No. Well, but also they don't know any information about these guys that would make them sound like Crab and Goyle. Mm-hmm. So they just like do their best impressions of these guys that they don't really know. And Draco is so inbrededly, pure-bloodedly dumb. See, that's what I'm saying. Your face gets like right on there. That's it. Or they just aren't that, they just don't talk about things. They're just kind of, they don't, they're dumb. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, make fun of people. They're dumb, so all you have to do is be dumb. Yeah. And the dumb friend you're with won't realize that the two dum-dums aren't themselves. Right. Is what it boils down to. Yes, it's true. So who's this? That's Percy. Percy Weasley. I kept reading about this Percy character. I'm like, Percy does this and this. I'm like, who the fuck is this Percy guy? Yep, that's one of the older brothers. He has a bigger role in this book than I think the movie, really. It seems like he does a lot of stuff in the book. In this specific He's in a lot of the books a lot. And there's in one of the books, he's in it quite a bit. Like, he's a big character. Not a big character, but everybody, like, he kind of goes to the other side. And they don't really mention it too much. You mean? Like, he goes on the side of, like, the Death Eaters. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Or like not so much as he just doesn't believe that he won't believe that Voldemort's back. He thinks that everybody's just doing this because of Harry or whatever. And he
okay.
doesn't.
So yeah, he joins the side of the fuck Harry crew.
Yeah.
FHC. That's okay. Sorry. That's the best I got.
Okay.
It's been a long day. My jokes are running thin here.
I've been sleeping all day, so this is like the beginning of my day.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah.
I've been awake no, I got up at like 10. It's not too bad.
I got up at 10 and started watching a movie, and then I kind of passed out in the middle of it.
Yeah, I was waiting for this interview to go down, and I just sat with headphones on at the computer with no sound for 3 hours.
Oh.
That was pretty much my day. And I came here and I cleaned up a little bit, as you can tell. Yeah. I did dishes. That's cleaning
Well, that's
up.
good.
Yeah, and I threw out some trash and stuff.
Okay.
Now that everyone is interested. I'm just, I just like it on record that I'm not a complete slob.
Yeah, okay.
Not completely.
I believe it.
But sometimes.
Your dishes are usually pretty piled up around here, but that's okay.
Yeah. It's because I work 2 jobs.
Yeah, I understand.
That's my excuse.
It's fine.
Sundays are usually my day to like get shit done, but now I've been recording these on Sundays, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
How dare you? No, I mean, just period, not just your episode specifically. We've got some fun movies coming up in the future with some fun guests. We're going to be watching Clerks, Me, Myself, and Irene. What else we got out there? I can't even think. I just hear the cat meowing in the background. It's very distracting. We got The Crazies. We have an actress from The Crazies that's going to be on. That'll be cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I can't think of the other movie we will be watching, but whatever. We got some exciting stuff coming up.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I know you were trying to get guests the other day when we were at the bar. You like had people volunteer.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people that do the contests and stuff. They gave me a lot of things to give away, and they were ready, willing, and able to be on the show. So
cool.
It's exciting. Oh, I just remembered the Hunger Games. We'll be watching the Hunger Games at one point too.
I just watched that for the first time not long ago.
The first one?
The first one and the second one, yeah.
This will be the first one. I haven't seen the second one, but we'll be watching the first one. It's just Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
Catching Fire is the second one.
Yeah.
So
they're too negative for me. I don't like them. I can't do it.
I wish there were more children being killed. That's basically that's the first.
There are a lot of children being killed.
Not a lot. My first thought, like coming out, was I just thought it was supposed to be more brutal than that or something. You don't really. I don't know.
Next one, the second one, is pretty brutal.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's pretty brutal.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So there's Moaning Myrtle. There's Hermione with the horrible fucking CGI animatronic looking cat head.
And she ends up being like that for a while too.
That actress that plays Moaning Myrtle, she's like 37 years old.
Yeah.
And she's playing some child.
Yeah. She's
supposed to be like what is there like a age restriction here? Like how long do you go to Hogwarts?
It's 7, 8 years.
So the length of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
And then what about, so where are you after that? Like, what can you do?
Well, you start a profession. I think that you
can own a shop.
It's like college. You excel in one thing, so you'll go getting more into those classes, or
But
and then you want to be.
What jobs are available?
Mainly like ministry jobs. Like Harry wants to be an Auror.
An Auror?
Yeah, which is like you.
They protect things.
They
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they look for bad guys and stuff, and they're
okay.
Like, they're. I don't know exactly. They're just they're you see some in the next movies. There are a few Aurors that they talk to or whatever, but
it just seems like there's a lot of wizards. I just didn't know how many jobs there has to be. A lot of types
Arthur,
of jobs.
he's in the ministry. There are a lot of ministry jobs.
Right.
Other than that, like storekeepers and stuff.
Yeah, you could own a shop.
Yeah.
In Diagon Alley and or Nocturne
Or
Alley.
like Molly Weasley, she doesn't work. She's a housewife.
Stay at home mom. Yeah. Like,
I don't think they need a whole lot of money to they just need money to buy books and stuff and food. They don't even need money to buy food, right? I mean,
I really respect stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
But stay-at-home wizard moms, I think you cast like 5 spells and then you just like go watch TV the rest of the day or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just do the
The
Dishicus?
laundry does it itself.
Yeah,
the dishes do
laundricus,
itself.
Broomicus,
Yeah.
and washicus, and you're done. And you just watch TV.
I think she cooks food. I mean, I know they cook.
The funny thing, he found this diary, and it's with Tom Marvolo Riddle. Marvolo, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's an anagram for something that we'll figure out later on.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, in different countries, he had like different names, you know? So like one name would be like Eugene, Bill Tom, Middle, or something
Really?
like that. Yeah, they all had different names. It was kind of, some of them are really strange.
That's pretty funny.
But it is, because they have to make the anagram
Yeah.
to be correct in some language.
that
This chair
language.
feels like it's about to collapse.
See,
That would
you
be
need
awful.
some better chairs.
No, I don't. These are classics.
They
Nice.
are.
Yeah.
These chairs have been around for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, no, these are pretty old. And he uses this journal as like a instant messenger sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he's just chatting with some guy back and forth, but he doesn't know who it is.
Uh-huh.
You don't hear the guy's voice, right? Maybe, I don't know.
No, not right now.
He
at
doesn't know
least.
the voice that he's been hearing is this.
He'll see it
or whatever.
very soon, or hear it very soon.
Ah. Well, you just watched this like a couple hours ago.
Well, I didn't watch this scene actually.
Is this-
I fell
you
asleep.
yeah.
I fell asleep. But was always one of I always like the scenes where they go back in time and they see the characters when they're younger and stuff. I always like those. There are a lot of those in the series.
It doesn't go, when they do the past, doesn't go black and white.
Yeah,
Or some of the time.
sometimes.
I don't know.
Not all the time.
It's
This one
pretty
I
cool.
think it is.
But it does, it does, you think if you feel like it reveals a lot, but it actually just adds more confusion.
Yeah.
Because they show, what it seems like is they show the same scene over and over, but they just show certain parts of it. And then at the very end, they'll show like the whole thing continuously, sort of, so you actually realize what has been going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who is this guy? What is he doing in this room? Oh, well, what is this? And what,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, bam, that's what it is.
Wow.
So he got sucked in the book?
Yep. And you'd think Voldemort, whoever this is, would keep him in the book if he was like really afraid of him like getting out and doing something. There's probably a way for him to get stuck in this book.
Right. Aha, I'm here. Well, the thing they say is that Voldemort never directly attacks Hogwarts while Dumbledore is the headmaster.
Yeah, because he's scared.
Right. Well,
Well, he knows
Harry-
that he's comparable in power.
Exactly. He's the only wizard that could probably, because he's the only fucking dude that calls him Voldemort. That's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is like, oh, he who shall not be named.
Fear of a name
He
only
shall
increases
not
fear
be
of that
named.
itself or whatever
Yeah,
Hermione says.
Hermione Granger. Didn't she say that in the
Yeah.
first one or
No,
this?
she said it in this one.
She said it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry's going back in time. There's something happening.
See, the girl was murdered.
Oh, and Dumbledore. Shorter beard.
Yeah.
You could probably figure out how old that beard is by the length,
You're probably right.
just to get an idea. I'm not a tree ring expert or anything like that. It could be.
And later they go back further than this, and Dumbledore's beard is different. So we'll have to keep a look on that.
Brian.
Next time.
We'll figure it out. Where's he? In the movie, do you ever see the guy he runs away with?
No.
Who is it?
His name is Grindelwald, Guild something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dude that lives in his neighborhood or something. They just,
That's awesome.
hang out and
His
they
party.
start really getting
Give each other hand jobs.
Ew.
Something.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably.
Hey, wizards got once.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of the ladies and or men are intimidated by Dumbledore. So it takes a very special type of person to actually be intimate with.
Well, back then, Dumbledore was just a kid.
Back when?
Back when all this was happening that I'm talking about. The relationship
Oh.
was well before this.
But I thought he runs off with him.
But then he comes back.
Oh, so all that is all of that is before
Yeah, it's
these
way,
events.
it's a long time ago. When Dumbledore's growing up.
So why do you come back?
Something happens to his sister, and he
Oh.
realizes this guy's bad. Bad news.
Oh,
he doesn't
is
want
he?
to be a part of it anymore.
Is he Bad News Bears?
Mhm.
Why is he so bad? Does he like?
I think he's
Voldemort
basically trying to do the same kind of stuff that Voldemort's trying to do.
Mm-hmm. His lover
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I mean, you just assume he is.
he is. I
Oh.
mean, she says it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they just like
they
run
don't
away
say
together.
it in the books, but later, J.K. Rowling said it. Like
Oh,
said
okay.
Dumbledore's gay. He was with this guy.
Nice.
They ran off together, Well, they say that he ran off, in the books.
This is Robbie Coltrane's like body double for certain things or whatever, yeah. And they just used Hagrid's voice.
Okay.
So that's not even his real voice,
And in a lot of the movies, I think they use like a big robot Hagrid, don't they? Like somebody's inside of like a Hagrid costume.
What?
Basically.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's pretty creepy.
It is. It's weird.
Is it?
It's weird.
I thought you were breathing like you're like, it's weird.
I don't know.
Nothing.
It's weird. Yeah, I was gonna probably say something else. Oh, poor Hagrid.
Yeah. So, what did we just find out there? We found out that
Tom Riddle is
blames-
accusing him of, his pet or whatever, like attacking the girl, and that being what it is.
Aragog,
Yeah.
his Spydra,
Mm-hmm.
that was released from the locked up crate.
Yeah, we will learn more about him.
But he blames the spider for the girl's death.
Yeah.
The chambers. Yeah. See, they believe that Hagrid opened the Chamber of Secrets 50 years ago.
Yeah.
It's because he was blamed for it by Tom Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yep.
Pause. Just kidding. No, there's no pausing here, Megan. It's endurance. That's what this whole thing is.
Okay.
At the very least, it's endurance.
Yes.
Okay?
Great.
You have to be unlike Malfoy
Yeah, we don't want to
be
be
like Harry.
Malfoy.
and have some fucking conviction behind the things that you do.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not too hard.
No.
Flesh-eating slug repellent for their mandrakes. Oh yeah. They're growing because they want to unpetrify these people.
Yeah.
That's why they're waiting for... That's what the purpose of the mandrakes are.
Yes, it's probably one purpose, but yes.
Yeah, the other purpose is to fucking scream.
They probably do a lot of things, or help a lot of things, but yeah.
Okay. I will tell you that I like the first butterbeers more than these.
Yeah, they were a lot better.
They were.
Cream
They were
soda's
sweeter and
really
shit.
good.
I know, cream soda is the best.
That's what it was. It's a
Mhm.
whole can of cream soda.
I made some with Bark's red cream soda and it's just as good as regular.
Yeah?
So it works with anything.
I'm sure you could change up the different schnapses and stuff and make a really good soda drink.
There's got to be other recipes. I mean, I'm gonna try and do a different one for every.
It's a good idea.
So we'll see how that goes. So there's different. These passwords. There's different passwords to get into. How do these passwords work?
There's a new password like
Well, I know that
it's the
Gryffindor does a different password. Like they change it up. Slytherin always does the same one every time. Isn't it always just pure blood?
I doubt it's the same they have to at least change it every year.
I don't because what I read it was just. I think Slytherin just does pure blood because they are like so,
I don't know.
inundated with.
You'd think. I mean, it's a password for a reason. So,
right.
But I don't know. I know that they're different.
But also Slytherin are always overly confident.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
But like different things happen, and there's reasons for them to, change passwords.
Security breaches.
Like there's the fat lady in front of their entrance, and she doesn't. They change it
in
every
the
once in
painting.
a while.
Oh yeah, okay.
But then in like the next movie, they change it quite often, and Neville can never remember it, so he writes it down, and then somebody finds it, and
Something funny I read too at this point. Hermione's been petrified, and something I read about, I guess in the books, this was like the deciding factor in the fact that Harry couldn't be the heir to Slytherin because he would never do that to his friend. I was like, what? That makes no sense whatsoever because the heir to Slytherin seems like that they would do that to their friend. So
right.
just because you don't think Harry would, what if you're accusing him of being the heir to the House of Slytherin, but he can't be because he wouldn't hurt his friends? Something like it just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
I don't know who would have said that.
Seems a little loose. No, that's what the book said.
Oh,
Like
the book
people,
said that?
yeah, like people believe that he wasn't, the heir because Hermione was one that was petrified, or he's at least not the one that's petrifying all these people.
Well, they're innocent kids.
Because he wouldn't do it to his friend.
Think that he would.
Harry especially is too. He is like he goes into things with like this, like his relationships with people. He gives them the benefit of the doubt first.
Yeah.
He waits for them to fuck up.
Right.
Or to, fuck him over.
It's true.
It is true. I'm trying to... I need to practice watching my language, too. I'm gonna have a guest on for one of the interviews, and she says that she is more of a PG to PG-13 type of guest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Oh, I don't want to guess on that, Megan.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to guess on that, but,
Okay. Well,
I'd explain to her that it's all in fun and, not to be put off by my crass mouth. She seems okay with it.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna, I don't know. For the episodes that she's not on, I'm just gonna curse up a storm. She's only gonna be on for like half of an episode, so it's okay.
Okay.
What's going on here?
He's nervous about something.
What?
Probably because the chamber was just opened and he was blamed last time.
Mm-hmm. So he's afraid they're gonna...
And he still has that spider.
give him a harsher punishment?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He does have the spider. It's off in the wild.
Well, it's still there. He knows where it is.
He knows where it is, but it's not like in a box in his room anymore.
Yeah.
So he can't be held responsible for that.
I don't know. Let's see what happens. Because he's going to be responsible. He is held responsible.
Something I read too, this cloak of invisibility. I heard that Dumbledore can look through it. Or like they think that he can. Or like some people believe that he can just look through it.
Yeah, Harry thinks that he can.
Like Harry thinks
he
that...
knows.
Yeah. That he can just look through this invisible cloak or whatever. So
yeah,
he knows
he
they're
makes
there.
comments at some point about it.
Mm-hmm. Who do we have here? Fudge?
Yep.
What's he do?
He's the Minister of Magic.
That's what... You see how I'm trying to lead you here? I just want you to instinctually just be like, oh, that's Fudge. He's this guy.
Okay.
Because you know more about them than I do.
Yeah. That's Fudge. He's the Minister of Magic.
What does that role entail? I don't know too much
He's
about
like
that
the
either.
president
Of
the wizarding
world.
community.
Yeah, what did they call this
like-
place? Like, what is this place? Where is Hogwarts located?
Hogwarts is somewhere in Europe, I believe. But or I don't know, because nobody really knows where it is, because there's spells around it that make it look like an abandoned castle.
Oh, okay.
So you can't see it.
That's the
unless you're-
explanation I needed.
Yeah.
So people just think it's some like old medieval castle or something that.
Yeah, that's how a lot of these things are. If they're all getting together somewhere, they disguise the place as something else, or they'll have it underground. Like the Ministry of Magic is underground.
Has there ever been a case where like somebody stumbles upon it that you remember, or that was
Yeah,
mentioned?
in the Goblet of Fire, they go to the World Cup, and like if they're at a camping ground,
Yeah.
and like regular people come like try to get a campsite, and they'll just kind of erase their memory and send
Oh,
them
nice.
away.
Because I remember something like the Death Eaters like come in or something like that at one point, but
Yeah.
I didn't. Does it happen in the movie where the regular people like
it happens. Yeah, it happens. It
erase their memory? See, I didn't. I
doesn't
didn't think
happen
that happened.
in the movies.
Okay,
No, they show the Death Eaters.
right. That part's fine. I was
but
talking
they don't,
about
yeah,
just
they
the
don't
regular.
show the regular people they're like torturing or whatever in front of everyone, and they
making
don't show
them.
that.
They don't show them erasing their memories and stuff.
Uh-uh.
That's cool. Damn it. Damn it, books or movies. I'm gonna have to borrow those from you. I think is what it's gonna boil
I've
down
got 'em.
to.
They're pretty good.
So what's Lucius's position in? Does he work for the ministry?
Yeah. Gosh, he works in the. I don't remember where he works.
He seems like he's like the minister's like right hand man or something almost.
No, he's a bully. And he
Yeah,
just
he
bullies
likes to-
everybody.
He likes to be involved in situations where people are getting fucked over.
Yep, especially Hagrid or Dumbledore.
Why does he hate? Oh well, because his connection with Voldemort
Mhm.
or like
And he's
whatever.
just, he's on the bad side. They're on the good side.
He's a bad guy.
And
I mean-
Hagrid's half giant, half.
Anytime
wizard.
I say, or we say, association with Voldemort just means you're a bad guy. It doesn't necessarily mean anything else.
I mean, it just seems, I don't know. It depends.
There's nothing, yeah.
He
I
was
mean,
a Death Eater. Lucius was a Death Eater.
Yeah. See, I was trying to explain to my mom about the Death Eaters, and she wasn't having any of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's like, well, this person doesn't do this. I was like, they don't do it in the movie, but at some point,
Mhm.
like Lucius, she's like, he doesn't like take people's or suck their soul or their essences or whatever out. And I was like, well, not, you don't see it, but at some point in his life, I'm sure that he had to.
And like Lucius in this movie, he's like trying to get Voldemort, in the right direction, which it's just because he ran away when Voldemort got hurt. Like, he ran away. Like, he was nowhere, he didn't try to help him or anything. So now he's trying to redeem himself by getting him, out there again.
So that was before all of this jazz then?
Yeah, that was when Harry, Harry got the scar.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they go on and talk about, they talk about a little bit later in the movies and stuff, but...
In the fourth one, they talk about it, because that's when he comes back.
He comes back.
Or whatever.
Well, there's no or whatever. That's what happens.
Well, he's always kind of there.
He's
but he comes into like a actual human form.
Yeah, he is the antagonist of the movie. He's Harry's nemesis and Dumbledore. Basically, he's the bad guy forever. This is a movie about, when it boils down to it in the end, good guys and bad guys. Yeah. There is a clear division. You know who it is. Fuck. So.
Yep.
They tell you Voldemort's a bad guy, So anybody that's acting kind of bad is either on the guy's side or has been associated with him at some point,
or just thinks he's doing the right thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you're like Snape, you don't know if he's good or bad, and even if he is good, you still know he's had some kind of association with the guy.
Mm-hmm. He was a Death Eater at one point too.
There you have it. They
do mention that later.
And yeah. For those of you that have not seen or anything, Death Eaters will be explained a little bit later.
Yeah.
But they are people that do things.
They're followers.
Right.
Of Voldemort.
I was trying to have, that's one of the people that will be on a Death Eater. And we're trying to get the interview going. Trying to get it set up. Hopefully it will be awesome.
I think it will.
The other interviews were awesome. I've gotten quite a few compliments and quite a few conversations started because of Sarah Wilkinson.
Oh, yeah. That was really good.
Yeah. She was incredible.
She was great.
It was pretty awesome. I tried to find her on Facebook because I wanted to, you can always, tag people, I did thanks, you can do now on Facebook, you can do the person, on Twitter. So, instead of having to, find their name, sometimes it wouldn't register you're typing a name. It was hard to tag people and stuff sometimes. So I tried to find her, but there's a million Sarah Wilkinsons out there.
Really?
Yep, it's a pretty common name.
And of course on Facebook you can't
really
go
search by Canada.
Yeah, right.
Nope, couldn't do that. I found her on clearly we have the link up to the fundraiser that they're doing.
Okay, yeah, cool.
But yeah, if you want to check that out, I'd strongly suggest going and looking for the Harry Pothead and the Sorcerer's Stone episode part 1, and her GoFundMe website is up there. If you want to donate to the cause, it would be much appreciated. I think they're about halfway there. I don't know.
Really?
I set up for updates, so when they send me one, I'll get one.
Okay.
But yeah, they've raised a decent amount of money.
Cool.
Got a lot of compliments and a lot of inquiries and conversations started because of that interview. So
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're gonna strive to have as good guests on as her, just like you. That's why you're here.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Here is Aragog. I'm trying. You can be confident in that you are succeeding.
Okay, good.
There is Aragog.
There he
That
is.
is Hagrid's spider that he released
50 years ago.
He released into the whatever forest, Forbidden Forest.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's kind of telling Harry some stuff.
Yep.
What's he telling?
He's saying that he's telling him about how he didn't hurt the girl, and it was something else that spiders are scared of that is in the school that's doing this.
Oh, okay. She was discovered in a bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Who was that?
I don't. I think we'll find out soon. They, in hindsight, the movies, I'm sure the books do a little better, but in the movies, it's like, what? You introduce one ghost, one dead character that is a female, and you keep talking about this girl that died. How, the connection should be made pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah, well, at this point, it goes pretty quickly. Once you figure it out, they're going to go talk to Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I got this.
Right.
And this is another thing where Harry goes into these situations and he wants to figure things out, and he doesn't really. It's not really reckless abandon, but he has this faith that a higher power will save him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like something will happen. I mean, they get saved by.
Spider.
Yeah, Ron hates spiders.
Yes.
Does it ever say why? I mean,
I saw that it says it in the book, but I didn't look through my book to see why. And I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of legs, I guess.
Yeah, this is obviously something that.
And then look, it's the Ford Angeli.
Is it? Is that car have a mind of its own?
Yeah, now it does.
Now.
I don't know what happened. If it was since it went into the. I mean, it was right after it went into the Whomping Willow, but I don't know if it always had, and they just didn't know it because they never did anything crazy to it.
Yeah.
To piss it off.
That was funny too. I like that line where he asked if he knew any spells, and he was like, "Yeah, but not enough to stop like 1,000 spiders from attacking us all at once that are bigger than."
Hermione would.
Yep, she would, but she's not there. The car saves them.
Good thing.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. Harry goes in these situations with the knot. He doesn't necessarily have an answer for what's going to happen. He's like, we could get to some tough shit, but as long as I got,
Oh, God. It looks like a bad 80s horror movie.
It does. But being the chosen one, you have to feel like something is like luck is on your side or something is on your side. I think it just kind of comes along with the territory. Like if you're part of this prophecy or like you fulfill this, this birthright sort of thing, if you really are the chosen one, then you're going to survive. Right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
you
have to at least get to fight the bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes along with being the chosen one.
Yeah.
Come on, J.K. Rowling. You need to get a little more original.
There's
Harry should have died in the 4th movie.
I mean, they don't know, but there's a prophecy that says he will go up against Voldemort.
Right. Oh, is there?
Mm-hmm.
It's all.
Well, it says that's where Neville came in. A boy that was born during this month will be the one to go up against
Oh, so that's why Neville
he's
thought
the
it
chosen one.
He's
Yeah.
like, ooh, could be me.
Well, I don't know if Neville knew it until later, but people that were in the situation that knew the prophecy, they were like, his parents were tortured too by Voldemort. He was born the same month.
Did we find that out in the movie?
His parents?
I thought.
Yeah, you find out what happened to them, but you don't see them or anything.
Oh, I thought another character killed them. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Bellatrix,
that's right. It was Bellatrix Lestrange. I'm sorry, but it was still on that side. That's what. But yeah.
And that's what I was talking to my mom about her. Is she a Death Eater?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I always really liked her character.
Because that's the one where she's like, she didn't, kill anyone or whatever they do. They like take your essence or something like that. She's like, she didn't do that.
Well, they torture them so that they go crazy.
Okay.
That's what they do, basically.
Well, what about
or they kill them?
What about no? But there's parts where they go up to Harry and his face is coming off or whatever.
Yeah, that was a movie thing.
Oh
no, that's the Dementors.
Oh, Dementors. Okay.
Yeah, they're different.
Oh, okay.
They're the keepers,
that's why
security guards of Azkaban, the prison.
Yeah, that's why I was confused because she was like, she didn't, suck anyone's face or whatever, and I was like,
no, yeah, that was that was the Dementors. They suck out your soul.
I'm glad
they give
I was
you the
not
kiss
confused.
of death,
okay,
or something. The kiss
Good.
of something.
I'm glad that was straightened out because I was like, what are you? I don't. Well, neither did. I was like, no, character did that.
No.
I mean, these demon things that
I always thought they looked really cool.
They do look really cool.
Yeah.
I wish it would happen faster. This is still the point in the movies where it's all kind of, silly, sort of. Not silly, but like you said, it was 80s horror, spider animatronic robot.
Mm-hmm.
It's good acting.
The next one, they get a lot of, seems like the movies are more, better graphics and things.
Well, that too, better CGI and stuff, but they get more saturated. It gets darker.
Yes, definitely.
Each film gets darker. Once you get to Deathly Hallows, it's fucking dark. The whole movie.
The next movie is where they start getting really dark.
Mm-hmm.
And the next movie is when they start really leaving things out. Because these first two movies, there's not a whole lot, that's left out.
Mm-hmm.
But the next ones, there's so much left out. Big things.
The first two movies kind of follow the same format. Like, they go in, there's something hidden within the school that they have to figure out how to get to or defeat, and they get there and they do that, and then they go back and live, you know?
Yeah.
And then they go back and have their summer break.
That's how they all are. That's them.
It's a very similar format.
I mean, the next one, it's not.
What is the
something
next one?
that's
Is
in
it
the
Prisoner of
school.
Azkaban?
Yeah.
Is it?
They know that the bad guy's looking for Harry, so they know that they need to be careful around school.
And they're figuring out, they figured out it's a basilisk that is in the Chamber of Secrets. And they figure out
Did they figure that out? I think they just figured out it was a snake.
Well, no, well, they said, they just said
okay.
basilisk.
Okay.
But also, usually the basilisk will kill you when you look at it. That's the thing. Like, when you look at it, you die. But
Yeah.
all the people that have been petrified, instead of dying, they're petrified because they've been looking at it through another medium, you know? Like, they saw...
The water on the ground.
Yeah, Creevy saw it in the fucking camera. Yeah, and through water, and one was like in a mirror, right? Isn't it Hermione saw it?
No, she saw it through a mirror. Yeah.
And then there's another character that's not in the movie.
The Justin kid, he saw it through Nearly Headless Nick, and Nearly Headless Nick
That's
saw it
right.
full on, but he's a ghost. He's already dead.
But there's another girl that is in the book, I think, that gets petrified that is in the movie. I forget, something Johnson, maybe. I don't know.
Angelina Johnson?
Yeah.
No, that's a different thing. That she gets something later.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think that. No, I don't think. I think that was it.
Maybe I was reading forward. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
regardless, instead
Maybe
of
I'm
dying, if you look at a basilisk through something, then you won't die. You'll just be petrified. And then they have to do something with How did the mandrakes help? Like, do they...
I think it's a root, so I think they cut them up and
Oh.
they use them.
It's kind of brutal.
Yeah.
Because they're, like, all screaming and shit and, like, talking.
Yeah.
Or, well, not talking, but they're clearly...
They've got like some kind of brain.
They're more of a living being than, like, a carrot or other root vegetable.
Yes, definitely.
It's not like fucking slicing up a potato and deep frying it. Some people might think it is. I don't know. It's going to be interesting because one of the interview guests was he has a documentary that he did and a book that he wrote about. He's into it's about animal like rights activism and stuff like that. You know, like animal rights and stuff. And I'm very curious to find out how he feels about certain things.
Like
that.
are you going to bring up the mandrake thing?
Yeah, I'll bring up the mandrake thing. No, I'm talking about like, you know.
No, I know. Yeah.
Well, because like in this, you know, it's an exaggerated version, but a plant is alive. You know, when you kill it up and when you cut it up and fry it, you are killing it and it is dead and you are consuming it. Mm-hmm. But it just doesn't scream like a mandrake.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Some people have feelings about taking life like that, you know, or whatever. I don't know. Her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever. Whose skeleton?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody important.
Ginny. Ron just said it. His sister's. That's kind of something we glossed over or something. She's in the chamber.
Yeah.
She go down
well,
there.
They found out that she was the one that had the book.
Oh, because Lucius put the book in her cauldron inside the store.
Yeah, and then Harry found it.
Way earlier in the movie.
Harry found it in the bathroom because Ginny threw it in the bathroom because she was sick of it, like, you know, controlling her and making her do these things.
So she realized that the book was fucking with her.
Yeah, but then Harry had it, and somebody ransacked his room, and
it's gone.
It's gone.
But how did they find out it was Ginny?
I didn't, because she's missing, maybe?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
in the book...
That makes sense, though, too.
Yeah, because in the
They're
book...
like, I hope to God she's in the fucking Chamber of Secrets, or else we have a missing child on our hands.
Because, in the book they find out, like, they're listening to, you know, somebody talk. They, like, hide in a wardrobe or something, and they're listening to the teachers talk to each other, and they find out it was Ginny.
Over here.
Yeah.
So, why is Lockhart kind of, he's running away, basically, right?
Yes.
Because he's been caught.
Yeah,
People
because
know
he
he's a
said
phony.
he was like, oh, I know how to do this. I can find it, you know, right now. We'll go down there. They know where it is. So they're like, we'll go down there, and, you know, and then he runs away.
He goes to his room and starts packing.
Yeah, because he knows he can't, you know, he's going to die.
Right. So Ron and Harry basically go and take him hostage with Ron's broken ass wand. It's so funny. He's like such a serious face, but he has scotch tape on his wand, like we were saying earlier.
Why is he not using Gilderoy's wand?
I don't know. Why is he not using like Oculus Reparo, but on a wand?
I don't think it's that easy on.
Yeah.
Because Oculus is.
I understand. I'm
But-
saying, but I said
Right,
like, but
right,
on
right,
a wand.
right.
Okay?
A wand of some
So,
sort.
yeah.
It's things like that, like when Harry,
Corcus.
his broom is mangled or whatever later in the series,
Yeah.
they can't fix it. Like, there's just like wood, pieces of wood. I don't
Well,
know.
earlier the bludger hit it and like shattered the fucking like the handle of it.
Of woods.
Oh, well,
Not Harry's.
I assume the same would apply to him though. They probably can't fix that thing.
Right, right.
So, Moaning Myrtle is recalling her
Experience.
right.
Her death.
She saw some eyes. She's over the sink. I'd make him go first for sure. Lockhart, Gilderoy Lockhart. That's
Not
who I'd
Harry.
make. Yeah, I wouldn't make him or Ron go first. But they're like, fuck it. I mean, they have to go for it. Hermione's down and out,
Yep.
And that's what they're saying. Like, the decisions are what make him who he is, not his birthright,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he was like Malfoy and just relying on who he was born to or, his legend or whatever, then he would just be in his dorm asleep probably right now, none the wiser. But he makes the decision to go after his friend
Mm-hmm.
and to figure out what's going on. But now they're missing a key part to their trifecta.
Yes.
They're missing the brains.
Mm-hmm.
They got the wild card. Well, I guess Ron is supposed to represent like dedication or something like that. I don't know. Which is kind of funny because in the later ones, he just kind of goes off on his own at one point.
But then he comes back.
Yeah, but for quite a while.
Yeah,
he just like,
it is a while.
He's like, peace. It's like, that's... If anyone, he's shown the least dedication of everyone. But whatever. He did come back, so I guess that's dedication.
Yeah,
if you want to call it that. I don't know. But yeah, they're missing the brains. Now they just got the go to it sort of thing. She's the one that keeps them out, that tries to keep them out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they get in trouble, like, she tried to take the full blame for it. Like in the first one with the troll,
Yep.
She's like, it's me. It was me. Even though they know she's a liar.
Dirty
liar.
push him down there.
It's so funny to watch. I feel bad for the people that don't watch because it's definitely a good experience.
Yeah.
It's funny to edit this and go back and like listen to it and watch it together. It's a funny experience. It's kind of trying too because I have to make sure all the audio syncs up.
Whoa.
Not the audio, but the timing.
Yeah.
They just shove them down there.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it. That's a really like long
That
way
is
down.
yeah.
Because it seems like, I mean, Harry broke his arm and shit. Like, he should have, like, his shin should have shattered and gone through his heels or something. If you die down there, you're welcome to share my toilet. That's disgusting.
She gets pretty nasty. There's a scene later in the series where she's like watching him bathe.
Oh, yeah. She is in the bathtub with him.
Yeah.
And she was in there with Robert Pattinson, too.
Yep. Well, she just watched him. I
Yeah.
don't think but yeah.
But still,
or she didn't let him
She
be
knew he
known.
was there.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
She's pretty creepy.
Yeah. She's 37, too. I mean, she's supposed to be like a teenager or whatever,
Yeah,
but
it has been 50 years. Like, she's
yeah,
old.
she's seen a lot. She was
She
pretty
has.
old. She was like, yeah, boys.
I mean, I'm still as a teenager, you'd still be attracted to teenagers.
Don't mind me. Just go ahead and derobe, Harry. They do have robes too, which is kind of fun. I wish I had a robe like that. I wish you could walk around in robes and not
can.
feel like an outsider. People would stare at you if you
Be
walk
yourself.
around. Yeah, but if you walk around in robes and that's yourself, then you should probably have yourself evaluated.
Yeah.
Because there's something weird with you. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
Hugh
pretty
Hefner
cool, though.
again.
Yeah. That butt sex having maniac. The crazy son of a bitch. No, there was some like weird like article from one of his former girlfriends, and it was like, I don't know. It just sounded like greasy and gross and weird and shit. I don't know. He sounds like a world-class creepo.
Well, yeah.
But
definitely.
I mean, it's hard not to blame people when they're in these situations, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you could do it, you would.
He was a fucking publisher, and like his reputation, I don't know what happened, but he got built up to this point where like he has to be some fucking Viagra popping sex crazed maniac because that's what people think he is. And that's he
Well, I
has to
think
maintain.
that's what he is. I think
Yeah.
he really is that way, though.
I understand, but like part of it is like his the perception that people have of him. He has to maintain, he has to maintain his like he just used to be like an editor or something, like just
Yeah.
But I mean, he started living a more lavish life, but, you know, people expected him to live like that, you know. Before you knew what was going on in the Playboy Mansion, all you had was like, well, this guy must be fucking had 10 girlfriends at the same time and blah, blah, and stuff. So if he didn't before, he probably started adopting that. I don't know. I could be just making up lies about Hugh Hefner right now. I don't know. But all I do know for a fact that the guy has a lot of girlfriends.
It's true.
He's had sex with a lot of dumb blonde people.
Yes.
And some smart blonde people. Probably some brunettes, redheads. That's the one thing you can say about Hugh Hefner. He's a equal opportunist, probably. So is this the chamber?
Well, not quite. I mean, it's the entrance way. You know, they're going there.
It's like the Sorcerer's Stone. They have to go through some fucking elaborate thing. You know, it's never just right where it is.
Right.
You have to kill some 3-headed dog with tunes.
Yeah, or you get locked, you know, in by boulders and things.
Yeah,
the walls come crashing
chamber.
down.
So he goes by himself, right?
Yep.
Why?
Because Ron got stuck on the other side of the debris
He's like,
with Lockhart.
Oh, so it fell down between the three of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is he speaking parcel tongue again because there's no subtitles?
Yeah.
I can see that much. I like this door. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
It has like a snake going around in circles and unlocking other snake heads. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is the basilisk, is he multi-headed?
No.
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 They did enough of that with Fluffy.
Yeah.
What's Hagrid's dog's name again? Because the big one's Fluffy. What about
He is. Oh man.
The big mastiff thing.
Yeah. Fang.
Oh, I almost got you. So
Fang.
close.
I knew it.
Look at the set. Like they're trying to put like rust stuff on there. It looks kind of fake. I don't know. They did an okay job, but it looks like a ride at Universal Studios or something.
It does. It might be.
Ooh, maybe it is.
I think there is.
Didn't they just have a new one come out?
Yeah, I think they just opened up an expansion of some sort.
Isn't that crazy?
It is so god. I want to go so bad. I was gonna go a couple years ago, but then I realized they were gonna open up another one, you know, expansion soon. So I was gonna wait.
I just think it's crazy that it did an expansion like so long after this shit.
I think they started it pretty soon after it opened.
Oh, Ginny, please don't be dead. I hope
Ginny.
she is.
Uh-oh,
I hope she is.
That
and
guy.
there's Tom Riddle. You know that's Tom Riddle, right? He's already stated such.
Yeah.
Because it's gone back in the past and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird because it's like, wouldn't people know that he wasn't there and then he is a student? You know what I mean? Like, didn't he just appear as a student?
No.
One random day or something? Or
No.
is he just appearing to Harry? Or?
Yeah, he's just appearing because of the book. And now he's taking Ginny's power, so he's becoming, like, you know, a person.
Because of the book.
Yeah.
The book is...
It's one of the
transference thing.
Cruxes.
Ah. So it sucks her... Does it...
Because it's part of his soul is in that book.
Right.
So it's giving him a little bit, you know, back.
But so if someone possesses it, he can absorb their powers through it?
I'm sure it had something to do with opening the chamber.
Oh. Okay. She couldn't? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to pay attention. You're supposed to know.
I mean, I know that he made her do these things.
Right,
he was possessing her, you know, but now
possessed.
it's like he's killing her and he's becoming, you know.
So, yeah, she started, like you said, she realized what was happening, so she threw it in the fucking toilet or something.
And then he found it.
And he's like, oh, good thing I like to look in the toilet and take things out of it that I don't know.
Well, it was because the bathroom was flooded. And so he went in there.
It's a perfect excuse.
Because nobody uses that bathroom because Moaning Myrtle's always in there.
He's
They're
like, well, I was going to
go
go.
to the bathroom. And
His original plan was to go and look in the toilet for stuff. But that was just a perfect excuse. So he could make it, just play it off. Like that wasn't what he was initially going to do.
Sure.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing, okay?
I think he does.
So,
for the most part.
So, this guy existed. So, is that what Voldemort looked like when he was a kid?
Yeah.
So, when he went to school, he was just, that was him.
This was him when he was in school, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He just said he preserved his 16-year-old self in the pages of the book.
So weird.
Yeah.
Like, how's that? What? It just blows my mind.
It's fiction.
You know? Yeah, I understand it's fiction, but it's just like trying to wrap your head around that. It's like, so you froze. Did he do it when he was 16?
Yeah. Because because later in the books and the movies, you find out he was asking about this kind of stuff when he was this age.
Yeah.
So this was his first one.
My question is, he froze himself when he was 16 in the pages of the book. Like, what?
That's what I'm saying. His soul, part of his soul from when he was 16,
just like a little part of his soul and just like, bloop. Okay. Tom,
basically.
Here goes. Tom Marvolo Ridley. In Spanish, you know, I don't know. They add letters and make it different things.
That's
and
pretty
it
funny.
turns into, I am Lord Voldemort. So it has to be like, you know, yo soy.
Now, did he
Voldemort.
decide what his name was going to be because his name spelled that out when he was younger? Because he was given the name, you know.
Which name?
Tom Riddle.
Okay, that
That's
was
his birth name.
His birth name.
And then from that, he found Lord Voldemort.
Right.
With the I am.
I am. He was just fucked around with his like name so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should start doing that. We have a friend whose name is an anagram of Devil Raper, which is pretty cool. I don't know how long it took him to realize that, but that's kind of fun.
Levi
Draper, Devil Raper.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I just got to roll out there. I'm going to have to cut that out. God damn it. Yeah, mumbling. But
That's pretty funny.
Levi Draper, Devil Raper. And here he is. Folks just shows up and drops some... What, isn't that a sorting hat?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. I need to quit yawning. It's awful. I can't help it. I've been up for a while.
Yeah.
This Michelob Ultra's... I just wanted to drink the beer. I didn't want the fucking butter anymore. Yep.
Okay.
And it's so funny because, like, he always underestimates everything. Whatever. Tom Riddle, Voldemort, whatever. You know, he's like, oh, so he just sends you a bird in a hat.
Right.
You know? Well, just wait.
He doesn't understand love at all.
No, he doesn't.
Or anything of that sort.
What happened to his parents?
They died. They talk more about that later. They died mysteriously in their house.
Mysterious circumstances, huh?
Yeah.
So he was also raised by muggles, right? Wasn't
His mom was a witch. His dad was a muggle. I believe...
But they died under mysterious... That's why...
Well, I believe that the dad left.
Oh. Well,
when he found out, because she was like, oh, he's going to love me no matter what. I'm just going to take this spell off of him.
Right. Well, I'm just saying...
And he left. He got pissed
off. I'm saying,
though,
the connection... There's a couple of connections that Voldemort and Harry have, and one of them is being raised by muggles, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they were muggles. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think...
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if he was raised by his mother. I think she might have died before this. I think maybe he was raised by I don't know. Now I don't know. I think it was the Riddles. It was a Riddle house. So it was his parents, but it might have been his grandparents.
I don't know, but Fawkes just blinded the basilisk, and now it's just flailing around like things are wont to do when they...
Uh-oh.
Oh, what do I do? Put on the sorting hat. That's one thing I read about the sorting hat that was kind of interesting that it doesn't go into in the movie.
What's that?
But it's called a hat stall, and it happened to Neville and Hermione, and it's when the hat takes more than 5 minutes to decide where you should go.
Oh yeah.
And they were the only ones that almost reached it like in a really long time. It took them like 4.5 minutes to get sorted.
Huh.
Because it was going to sort Neville into Gryffindor, and he didn't know if he could handle like the pressure of the esteem of being a Gryffindor. He wanted to be a Hufflepuff. Mm-hmm. And then something with Hermione, I don't remember why it took so long to sort her. But it seemed kind of interesting, you know?
Yeah.
It didn't go into that. Seemed like it'd be kind of cooler.
Yeah.
Instead of it kind of just glossed over the sorting hat sort of thing. Like it explained it, good enough.
Did you read this on Wikipedia too?
I think I read on Spark Notes maybe. It's just like
like a Cliff Notes.
Cliff Notes, basically. Yeah. But regardless, it was a legitimate source. I know that much.
Okay.
But yeah, it kind of glossed over that.
Because I don't think it says that. Honestly, I don't think it says that in the book.
Well, it's somewhat.
So it's probably some kind of backstory. They do, there's a lot of things that, like with Pottermore. There's a lot of stuff they go into.
Well, how can they go into a backstory if it wasn't presented?
Because she wrote all the stuff for Pottermore.
Oh,
she's
what?
saying this is what happened, in this.
So
case.
what is Pottermore? Like, are people just asking questions? She answers them.
No,
or
it's
what?
it's like a chapter by chapter of all the books, and like they'll have scenes, and then you click on different like things. You have to find stuff. It's like a game kind of, but you'll find one thing, and it'll give you more information on this thing or this character.
Okay.
Like it's got a whole backstory on Professor McGonagall and
nice
her love life and stuff.
That's a lot of reading.
It is. Yeah, and like little items and like little facts about different stuff. Like I'm sure that that could be one of them. I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that, and she has little books, off books of different things.
Yeah, because the movies are going to be coming out are based on the what is it, like magical creatures or something like that.
Yeah.
Out of something magical creatures.
Magical creatures and where they came from or something like that.
So the Sorting Hat somehow has the ability to have the Sword of Gryffindor inside of it, hidden.
Yeah, Dumbledore talks to you about that, but I think it's just because he needed it, and the Sword of Gryffindor will come to any wizard that needs it.
Needs it, is deserving of it too. Does that part of it?
Yes.
They have to. Oh, this is always so dangerous to me.
Yeah.
I love it. It's what gets me through the first couple of movies when the kids are in mortal danger. Ooh.
Oof.
That is fucking, and that's like brutal. Like, this is supposed to be a kid's movie, Yeah. And he just fucking stabbed this thing through the top of the mouth with like a sword. And then he got bit with a fang through his arm.
Yep.
And he rips it out.
It just comes out.
Yeah, that's horrible. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Isn't this like PG?
It's probably PG-13.
I don't know.
I'd assume. In the case.
Yeah, it's over there. Yeah. But they say like, bollocks and stuff, or something like that. They use British slang that means like fucking balls and things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So who knows?
Arse.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't we say that in that skit last time? It's a silly word.
It
Arse.
is. It is a really silly word.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use it, even if I did speak. I think if I spoke, colonial English, I think I would think arse was a funny word. I don't know. So,
I don't think they do.
So he has basilisk venom in him now?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Bad news.
Tom Riddle thinks that he's finally killed the one and only Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And even at this point, it could still be Neville.
It could.
Like, I don't know. Isn't that you said they don't like even think about it till towards the end.
Yeah. Well, they don't. Well, it's like the
they don't reveal it.
The fourth book is when they find out about it.
So at this point, do they still think that, Neville could be the chosen one possibly?
At this point right now, they don't know anything about it. They all think it's Harry.
Oh, okay. So Harry...
Well, some people probably do, because it's been around for a
it's been a legend for a while.
Not a long time.
I mean, he's been alive at least 12 years, so it's been at least that long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he stabs the diary with the fang of the basilisk. Why does he know how to do that?
I don't know.
He just assumes.
He knows that he's in there.
It's like, fuck it.
He told him that he was in the book. Like, the book is, his soul or whatever.
Yeah.
So he probably knows to do,
And can the fang, penetrate any thing?
The venom in the fang is the reason why he killed the Horcrux. If it was just a fang or just, a knife, it wouldn't. But it has the venom in it, just like the sword now has the venom in it.
See, there you go. You just talked yourself through the explanation. That's why he knew to do it, because the venom. Huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know now.
Ah, damn it.
Now he doesn't know anything about the venom being,
Yeah, the
and
reason.
he does know that it's a Horcrux. He doesn't know what Horcrux is.
Right. We do, though, because we tell everybody what it is.
Yeah.
Fucking fox. I feel like a phoenix should be able to be on fire, not just catch on fire and die. I feel like a phoenix should be on fire most of the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mr. Harris, the guy that plays Dumbledore when he first saw Fox, the puppet that plays him, he thought it was a real bird.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a real bird
He
now.
thought it was. He died 3 weeks after this was done or something like that.
Oh,
it was
wow.
right before it came out.
Wow.
And like I told you, yeah, he was like, don't recast this part. And he passed away, sadly.
And I'm not going to lie, with watching these two and then thinking about the newer Dumbledore, I think I do like the newer Dumbledore better.
Yeah, but it does make you fond of, I think his name's Richard Harris. But it does make you fond of him,
Yeah.
But he's not as central to these movies as the following ones, I don't think.
He definitely is.
He makes appearances, but
Dumbledore, he's a big deal.
he's a big
the
deal.
reason that Harry knows what to do.
He makes
in the later
appearances, what I'm
movies.
saying, but in the later movies, he's just like all in them, all up in them.
Oh, yeah.
In this one, he's kind of just like, he gives them advice, he
Yeah.
shows up randomly to his office or something.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
in the next ones, Dumbledore's interacting with all these fucking people. He's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically, trying to pass his knowledge off to Harry.
Yeah.
Once it, But it has to come slowly. It has to come slowly. You can't just tell him all this shit. He's like a 12-year-old. That'll make his
It's
mind
true.
implode on
It's
itself.
true.
The things that he learns later on,
Yeah.
he has to see some of this less crazy stuff to kind of be able to accept the
Right.
things that he's going to have to go through later
Right.
on in life.
Yep.
It gets pretty nuts.
It really does.
I know.
It really does.
Oh yeah, Hagrid is the gamekeeper.
Yeah.
That's what they call him.
The gamekeeper.
He
okay.
keeps the game.
I said the groundskeeper, I think.
Yeah, he
But
keeps
yeah.
the game like the wild. Isn't he in
Okay.
charge of like the animals and shit?
Yeah.
Like the game.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
The animals, yeah.
Like when you eat deer, they say it tastes gamey. I don't know what that means, but that
That's
type
true.
of game.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. People always say that it's gamey. Real
Yeah.
gamey. Like, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Ugh. I like deer jerky though. Deer is pretty good. Just let you know.
Yeah,
If you never had
that's
it,
okay. I used to have it a
venison
lot
and
more
stuff.
when I was younger.
it's
than
not
I
too
do
bad.
now.
I had a second stepdad, and he was he made stuff like that, deer stew stuff.
My uncle's always been a big hunter, so he
Hunter
always used to
gatherer.
go hunting for deer.
Right?
I remember eating rabbit when I was very young, and like somebody telling me it was Thumper from Bambi, and I just
Oh.
freaked out.
Yeah, I've had some rabbit stew before, and there was like buckshot still in it.
Oh
These
yeah.
little pellets. I was like, what is this shit?
Yeah,
oh,
when
we just
I,
killed it.
When I was in meat
Awful.
fabrication class.
Meat fabrication?
Yeah, it's like,
Nice.
cut up, learn to cut up the animals or whatever. And they had pigs. We had whole pigs, and you could see where they got hit, or whatever.
Right. Oh.
It's pretty gross.
That
It's
does
called
sound
the
awful.
trauma.
This is where the trauma occurred.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, that's awful.
Yeah.
We just learned something kind of important too. Harry, actually, let's start with Voldemort. Transferred some of his powers to Harry when he gave him that scar.
hmm
How does that?
Well,
what is-
it's again the soul thing, because you don't know it yet, but
Well, we're gonna know. Just tell. Yeah.
But
You're
he
gonna tell us.
he passed part of his. Harry is a Horcrux, so he's got part of his soul, like in the book, inside of him.
Yeah. So he passed on some of his powers through
Yeah.
this like scar.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily tell you how, but
Yeah.
regardless, they tell you that basically Harry is a part of Voldemort.
Yep.
I mean, even without saying the Horcrux thing, like that's the kind of gist that you get. Why does he grab the
He
bloody
shouldn't,
blade?
and that's another thing that I've read about. Like, this sword has the blood on it, and if Harry was a Horcrux, or even getting hit, bit by the snake, he should have died.
Oh, the blood of the basilisk,
The venom
because
from
it has a venom.
yeah.
Is blood, right?
Yeah, in the
Nice. That's funny.
Yeah,
Oh, this is a very good scene.
yeah.
My buddy's in it. Master Malfoy.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's right there.
He is. Why did he come? Why did he bring his house elf?
Because he's his little slave. I think he brought him because he knows that Harry likes him too.
Yeah.
Or does he? No, he doesn't even know
No,
that
he
Harry's
doesn't know.
interacted with him really.
Uh-uh.
Because he's a little sneaky bitch.
No.
Couldn't he just do? Okay, so does he have to do everything that Lucius says?
Yes.
Okay, so he can't just like disappear and cut out or something.
No. I mean, if he ever disobeys him like he did, going to Harry's or whatever, he punishes himself for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he says he ironed his fingers or ironed his hands or whatever.
But he's Does he do that because he gets punished by them?
No, he does it because he's disobeying, so he feels like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
when he disobeys, the Malfoys punish him physically. So does he feel like when he disobeys outside of their presence,
that might be it. Yeah.
punish himself physically because they?
Because when you
would
see
be
other
doing that?
house elves, they don't do that.
Yeah, it's not like a cultural thing, huh?
No. Yeah, I think it's just that's probably what it is.
So now Lucius is going and pretending like he's like he cares, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
right.
did they find out who the culprit is? Like, he basically wants to find out if Harry has been, right?
He wants to find out if Voldemort's back or not.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't.
Because he's scared.
Oh, okay.
But
So he's
wanted
not trying
him
to find
be.
out if Harry was guilty. He's trying to find out.
He knows, because he knows Harry's not good. He knows what it is. He's just trying to figure out
He just needs confirmation.
his step in this plan.
I see, says he, and me. I'm agreeing with you. Fortunately, good thing that Harry discovered it. Right?
Yes, definitely.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't
or
know.
else he wouldn't, Voldemort, Ginny would be dead.
That might be kind of cool.
For Ginny to be dead?
She would be dead. What else we got? If Voldemort, if this whole thing went down, Ginny would be dead. Is Ron still trapped down there? I
don't think so.
I just thought about that. Ron might.
They
still
all
be
flew
trapped
out
down there.
together. Yeah, they showed him. They all flew out together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Damn it. It's okay.
They all flew on Fox.
Oh,
like on her leg or whatever, because she can
Yeah, and they hold on to each other.
carry a bunch of.
Apparently, she can carry like 20,000 times her own weight.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it is.
So mean. Just hitting Dobby. Oh, this isn't. I thought this was closer to the end.
It is.
Oh, it is?
We're almost at the end.
We're almost at the end, but I thought it was much closer than that.
Oh,
I thought they were. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Where Dobby gets
That's about to
gets
happen
his?
right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, 16 minutes. Christ on a cross, as they say. It's gone by relatively fast.
Yeah, I think so.
Just keeps spouting bullshit and seems to stick, so, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
This is going to be the best episode I've ever done.
Yeah, I always
Do you
like
doubt
this
that?
scene a lot
What's that?
when this is about to happen with Dobby.
What's going to happen? What's happening here?
He's getting a book from Lucius. He's giving him this book because Harry gave it to him. He's like, "This isn't mine. Here, take this."
Oh,
And then he opens it up.
that's weird. So he just... What?
He opens up the book and he finds
Well, he gave him... That's what I'm curious. Why did he give Dobby that book?
to hold on to him.
Oh,
To
so he's like,
hold
just
on to it
hold
for
on
him.
to this.
And he finds a sock in there. And if you give a house elf clothes, that means they're free.
Oh, what?
Yep, because he knew, Draco just give it to him to hold on to or whatever.
Right. Oh, okay. He's like, we can look at this later.
Yeah.
Hold on to this book, and when we get home, we'll check it out or something.
Right.
Nice.
And now Dobby's free.
And Harry took his sock off and put it in the book. Lucius gave Dobby the book.
Now,
the sock
what's
and
he
he's
gonna
free.
do? He's gonna hurt him.
Withdraw his wand from the
You
case.
will not harm Harry Potter.
You shall not harm Harry Potter.
So good.
Boom.
Oh.
Hits him with a plasma ball to the chest. I don't know what that is. They don't even have to say the spell or have a
No.
wand.
Nope, that's why they're more powerful. They just do whatever. They just pop up.
Does it say
whenever.
that in the book?
Yeah.
Does it say they're more powerful?
Yeah.
Does it say why specifically?
No.
Not really. They just say.
They just say.
I mean, you don't have
Yes.
to get specific. I was
yeah,
just
I don't
curious.
know. They just know. They don't need wands.
So why do they allow themselves to be
That's what I want to know.
made slaves?
That's what I want to know. Why did this all happen?
That's a weird thing not to explain.
I mean, because there's lots of creatures like that, that just live out in the woods and stuff. So they're just one that just kind of,
but it seems like house elves, or Dobby at least, plays a decently big part
yeah,
through some of the books. So
yeah.
I don't know.
There's a few house elves. There's 2 in the movies, but there's another one in the books. And what they don't tell you is all this food is made. Well, yeah, see, the food is made by house elves,
what?
and they put the food out there or
Well,
whatever. They
there
don't
was-
come out and serve food. They just get it already.
There was that
in
one
the
feast
kitchen.
where Dumbledore just did something and the food appeared, though.
Yeah, well, I think
they don't
the-
do that every time.
Well, no, I think that the house elves made it. They just click it into existence. It's
Oh,
just
okay,
there.
yeah. He just transports it from the kitchen to the tables.
Yeah, because Fred and George figure out how to get into the kitchen, and they take food all the time.
Here's a little something. Oh, awkward.
Uh-oh.
She was like, Harry, big hug, and then she just wants to fucking shake Ron's hand. So, yep. Apparently that was a thing too on the set, or she was embarrassed. I guess she she let go of Harry really shortly. She just gave him a real quick hug.
Yeah.
So they had to slow the film down so it looked
Really?
like the hug lasted longer than it really did.
Yeah, I mean,
Because they're like 12.
kids,
Yeah, and they're like, God, I'm gonna get fucking cooties.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get guys AIDS
Yeah.
over here.
Guys' AIDS.
Yeah, I was watching Eastbound and Down last night in the last season.
Man.
This guy, his name is Guy Young, and he has a foundation. It's called Guy's AIDS, apostrophe. So he is possessing the AIDS
Right.
sort of thing.
Right.
It's just real silly, and he makes some horrible analogy about he's like, we're not gonna let AIDS come out here and hit a home run in the fifth and knock us out.
That show was so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the last season. It was I think it's really funny.
I
like
watched
it.
the first season. I wasn't too big of a fan.
Yeah, no, there's only 4 seasons, so it's a quick watch.
Yeah.
I definitely suggest watching. It's silly.
I've been meaning to go to the newer ones and check
The
those
guy
out.
gets
see if it's any
ridiculous.
different.
There's a lot of good cameos. Will Ferrell's in it at certain points and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So is this the feast for the end of the year?
Yep.
Is that what it is? It celebrates.
Yeah.
Look who it is. Back.
Well, you know what? Is it?
Oh wait.
I
Okay.
don't know.
He goes. Does he get? Oh.
He was in Azkaban.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask him.
Yeah, when they hid under the cloak.
Because the next one's Prisoner of Azkaban. I didn't know if he got sent there on the next one so he got sent to Azkaban because they thought he opened the chamber again.
Yes.
Yes.
But
But he's back.
He's back.
Straight out of
everyone's happy.
Azkaban. The prisoner. He is not the prisoner for the next one.
No, he's not.
Look at that. Hermione makes this face like, told you so. She looks like I just want to punch her right there in the mouth.
There are a lot of those.
She does give a lot of those smart aleck looks, eh?
Yeah.
And Hagrid is forever grateful to, thanks Hermione for being petrified.
She still helped him when she was petrified, She gave him 2 clues.
And didn't she have something in her hand?
She had a mirror,
Yeah.
and she had a little note that said...
About the basilisk.
Yeah,
right?
it was a piece of paper or a page from a book. And it said they're in the pipes or whatever. Traveling through the pipes.
Usually Harry and Ron are the ones that are breaking the rules, and she's trying to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually broke the rule by going into the library and taking that page out or whatever, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, she ripped a page out of a book.
Yeah.
She did do that.
So, there you go.
And
Role
she
reversal
was-
right there.
Yeah.
Little role reversal.
And that's why she had the mirror. She knew what was going on.
Yep, she's smart.
Yep.
But she doesn't have the street smarts to avoid getting petrified by a basilisk.
Yeah, well, at least she was just petrified.
Yeah, and not died. Petra
Right.
died.
Petra died.
Yep, I just made up a word. Jenny. Malfoy, yeah, sit down. You dick. So what are they applauding for here? That Hagrid's back?
I guess so.
Didn't they?
They said something, but we were talking.
Oh.
But they're all hugging Hagrid, so yeah.
Yeah, welcome back. I'm like, fuck this guy.
Uh.
Apparently Malfoy has a problem with him. 10 minutes left. Uh-oh, what are we
Those
going to
credits are like a million years long.
They're crying. Well, Hagrid was.
Oh, and McGonagall is. I love her.
They slowly reveal these characters, too, in each one. You get more and more characters.
Yeah.
And by the time you're at the end, you kind of latch on to the characters you've known for a little while,
Yeah.
more than the newer characters.
I mean, it depends. When Lupin comes in the next book, he's the new defense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no,
I just love him anyway.
I'd say in the earlier, but there's still some characters that are introduced further down.
Yeah.
Even in the 5th and 6th, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I could go either way.
I don't know. There are some that you love instantly.
If I got a hooch, I don't know. And the camera pans out to a nice, calm, happy place. That's kind of that's another one final theme is it seems like Harry is always searching for that comfort and warmth of family because he didn't have it growing up, so
Yeah.
he'll sacrifice anything to keep Hogwarts safe.
Yes. That's his home.
It is. I'm getting real deep on this show. I wish I could get deep about other stuff other than Harry Potter.
Oh.
Oh, Yeah, I have no depth of character. I'm just kidding. Well, the movie is over. We're going through the credits, but you don't have to stick around for that. It's dumb. But before we go, I want to remind you to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and do all those things because it matters. It's important to us. It helps the show get bigger, funner, more boozed out. Yeah, sort of thing like that. So, without any further ado, we're going to go out, I guess, and we'll be back for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. It'll be ass instead of AZ.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be a theme with all the titles. So, for me and Megan, have a good time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
It's time for Movie Buzz. It is time for Movie Buzz. Tell your mom, your sister, and your cousin it's time for Movie Buzz. Here comes your host, Zach, carrying a six-pack. Come on over, enjoy the fun. It's time for Movie Buzz. Yeah, come on over, enjoy the fun. It's time for Movie